Shows.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom!
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he. A couple of mini April Fool's pranks? What do you think?
That's the key is it's got to be, it can't be mean.
Can't be mean?
And it can't be like something big. So pull the curtain back. I was talking to Kayla and Matt saying like, okay, we've got to be able to prank Dave. Do you guys have any ideas? And Matt is immediately, Kayla and I should act like we don't like each other. We hate each other. It's not going to be. And it's like, no.
Come on, Matt. You're like, okay, anything but ideas from Matt. And what was great is in real time, that obviously was what was happening outside. Because, it was such a loud uproar of like, okay, what's going on right outside the studio? And that's where Dave and I both basically stopped the show down. Like, you guys want to include us? Like, what's going on? What's happening?
I included you.
Well, you included me, later. But we didn't know. We didn't know what was going on. Dave brought it up. He was worried about it. He wanted to go out there. And then it all came full circle for him, and he got to find out what was going on. And then the funny part about reliving at least the second part of that was kind of all the people, Dave was the one that believed Kayla was...
Immediately.
Like, oh, yeah, I know you're probably related to Christopher Walken. I was like, really? She hasn't brought that up once. You haven't heard that before, but you're going to go with that. But she still got him, and you guys got... I would say, I bet you're not... You've done April Fool's stuff, but you're like a 364-day prank guy anyway.
I'm not... everyone says like I'm a prankster. I'm not a prankster. It's usually something that comes up that I catch, and then I'm like, oh, I'm going to play off of that type of thing. I rarely plan anything out.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the best. I don't really like to do them because I don't want people then to do them on me.
Best prank was not planned whatsoever.
And it kept getting worse. You're talking about the A's thing?
Yeah.
With Dave? That was really good in such a way that you and I hated it. I think that's what sold it. It's like you and I didn't want it to keep going. It kept going.
Yeah.
We had kind of an initial mini plan without a plan, if that makes sense. And if anybody doesn't know the story, this was last year, early in the baseball season. For whatever reason, in our rundown, Dave had written in there a couple different times that you and I were at the baseball game.
Jason and Chris talk about they're not at the game.
And it was like, what is this? Where's this?
And ironically, the day before, like, I was just like, oh, are you going, because you've talked about you've got season tickets. I'm like, oh, you going to the A's game tonight? You're like, no, this is one of the nights I don't have. It's like, okay. And ironically, the next day it was Chris and Jason talk about their time at the A's game.
Yeah, which I don't think maybe some of that wasn't even on. Anyway, none of it made sense to you or I. I'm like, Chris, what is this? And then I think you even said, like, all right, I think you said, let's have fun with it.
Yeah. I said, like, let's act like we went together.
Okay, and I think it was let's have fun with it. I remember I walked to my office, and then I was thinking, right then and there, I was coming up with my idea. I don't even know if you had one.
I didn't.
And then it was like, all right, we'll just go with this. And then I kind of went further than I should have.
Yeah, so what I remember what happened was like, oh, and you guys went to the A's game, right? And I'm like, as a joke, I'm like, oh, yeah, they got Jason and I on Kiss Cam.
Yeah.
Ha, ha, ha. And I'm thinking that's it. And then you came back with.
I said, well, yeah, it was great. Chris was in the Legends race. He was Ricky Henderson.
It was like, no, Kiss Cam did not happen.
Yeah.
He is joking.
Yes.
He did the Legends race.
And then you took off with it. I was like, oh no. And then it was when he was
we kept asking questions.
Yeah. And then I'm like, that's just, okay, we're just punting. We're getting out of this. Like, we can end here. It's not that big of a prank. And then when he was teasing it, you're not going to, and then you said you had I think we said we had the video.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, now everybody's going to hate us because Dave's teasing this. And I was mortified. I was like, this is so bad. This is exactly why people don't like the teasing, and then we turn it into torture because what we have is not what we say we have. And it didn't feel like a prank on Dave anymore. It felt like, gosh, we're letting down the audience.
Yeah.
And I was so mad, but we told the story, and then I think, what did you play? Something from The Simpsons when the actual video?
Like a guy pointing and laughing at.
I gotcha. And then I was like, oh, man, the audience just hates us. And then it just completely flipped. They thought it was the greatest thing.
So thank you, listeners.
Yes, thank you. We don't say thank you enough. Oh, my gosh. I remember thinking that, like, oh, this is – the Verlad squad's going to be mad. They're going to be mad at me.
Because one of the things in radio is you don't promise something and then not deliver.
Well, especially the way Dave kept – you're not – no, I think his words even were, you're not going to want to miss this. Tell your friends, tell everyone you know to get to the radio.
Get on YouTube right now. You're going to want to see this.
Oh, no.
And there was a jump in viewers immediately.
I'm like, Chris. And I think we went to break. I'm like, I don't know what we do now. Like, oh, this is terrible. And then when you were telling the story, it was great because he was like, all right, I have questions. Like, how? You're like, well, there's little hooks and you pull it over.
I was thinking, like, what would it be?
And I'm like, this is great, but it's wrong. And I'm like, yes, I could see his little legs. You know, he's Ricky Henderson, little legs going. And I think I said you won. I don't even remember. I mean, it might as well have been. I'm like, yeah, Chris won. He beat out Raleigh Fingers, and I think it's Eckersley or something. Oh, man. And I don't even know what. Yeah, that just kept going. And then the best part is Dave can fall for just about anything.
Yeah, and he forgets pretty quickly.
Yeah. I think he tried to get us back, and I don't remember what he did, but it wasn't as impactful as that one. Because we even said, Dave is going to be out today, and I think it's Friday, too. He's with us tomorrow remotely, and then remotely all next week. But I think, Chris, we said we should do something, whatever Monday that is, April
when he comes back,
10th or 12th or something. It's like, it's not even April Fool's. Just like his whole thing yesterday. It's not even April Fool's. You're right, but you won't be here tomorrow. And then in this one, you weren't here on April 1st. Just keep getting them. Anyway, if you get somebody out there, make it tame, make it safe. Be good to one another.
And if there's this fantastical news stories coming out today, they're not true.
Yeah. So where are you on like the I don't know, switching jobs or that kind of prank? It's like, oh, it's interesting because I've been here so long, you've been here so long. I'll hear like, you guys always change your lineup, and it's like, do we? But like when we're here, I'm like, I mean, there are changes. I think that happens in every form of business, certainly in entertainment, I guess. But I'm like, we've kind of had a lot of this. I mean, Dave and I have been here forever.
Business.
I mean, Whitey's back for a long time. Alan's now settled in. Matt's, I don't know. We've changed things. I don't want to say we never have, but I hear that like, oh, you guys made another change. I'm like, well, I don't know. I guess when you live it doesn't seem like it happens all the time. But anyway, if we like, now the new morning show is Kayla and Alan, and then we're show up and like, is that, I don't even know if those are funny, you know, like if you're doing that.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? Like where you, all right, Chris is now hosting the show and I'm board opping or what. I don't know.
That
like,
would be lame.
lame. Yeah.
I thought you were going to go on the like, Taco Bell has purchased the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia.
Is that one that's going to be today?
One of the big radio ones is, don't forget that today is the day that they changed that you have to do your taxes. It's no longer the April 15th.
That wouldn't be good. So have you done your taxes, by the way? Personal information here.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm usually never like first, but I'm usually not this late. And literally, so we have a friend of ours that does he's done it for years. He's really good at it. And
this is the height of luxury.
I was driving by I guess it's a tax place. Every year I always see this person. They have one of those people that stands on the street corner that dresses like Statue of Liberty and holds a flag. And it's like tax season and there's a number and they're flipping a sign. And I saw that. I go, oh, they're back. Oh, my gosh. I haven't done my taxes yet. And it was a great reminder. And I'm like, well, I got a little bit of time. Not a ton. I mean, some people probably already have their refund back or have paid whatever they owe. But I was like, yikes. Okay, last minute. And it's not 100% the last minute, but I got, 2 weeks?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, just burdened my friend with that in the last minute. Gosh darn it, I don't like that. But honestly, completely forgot. I have all this stuff together, all organized. Like, all right, I got to get this to him. And whoa, completely forgot that. Chris, are you a dog person at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too. I'd consider myself a dog person. What? How are you saying?
Because the pranks that you played on your former dog.
I was 5. Yes, fact. I gave my dog Pop Rocks. I was 5. I ate Pop Rocks. They were interesting. I went, whoa, what is this? And I thought, you know what? My dog was looking at me and begging for him. I'm like, yeah, you can have Pop Rocks.
Of course.
Why not? And then the face I got back was an all-timer from the dog. Like, I did it once. I think she liked it. That was Baby Puppy.
Oh, Baby.
Yeah.
Baby Puppy and Big Puppy.
Big Puppy was the first dog. This is Baby Puppy. Baby Puppy came after Big Puppy. Hello. So, yes, I did give that dog Pop Rocks. I've not given a dog Pop Rocks since I was 5. But my sister-in-law is going out of town, or I think they're already out of town. You know, ratting their business out. Anyway, we're watching their dog. And their dog is very, very female friendly. Not too much a fan of the fellas. And so,
I mean, who is?
I remember telling my wife, "You good with the dog?" I'm like, "Totally." I mean, and once we're at their house and we're comfortable, the dog, I go, "Hey, I'm a dog whisperer. I'm good. Dogs love me."
You're going to be a vet.
I was going to be a vet. True story. I worked at a vet one summer, gave shots, did lots of different things. So, the dog came in. It was a late arriving dog last night, basically past my bedtime. So, we're to the point where this morning I get up, dog's still asleep outside, and I go, all right, I really wish I would have seen the dog before this, just because to get a little, just, reassurance. And dog's sleeping. I'm like, well, I'm not going to sneak by the dog because that's this dog. So this dog has, I will say, bitten me, but to say bitten me is unfair. It did a little like a
nip
to let you know. So what I was doing, this was a good thing for the dog. We were playing around in the living room at their house, and my niece at the time was, I don't know, we were just running around, and like I grabbed her and I was like, that kind of thing. And the dog, she screamed, but like in a playful way. And the dog did not like that and just did a little meh on the back of my ankle. And I'm like, oh, we're good. I'm like, smart dog. And the dog, my niece was like, no, Pongo, everything's fine. So I'm like, all right.
What's the dog's name?
Pongo.
Pongo?
Yeah. Do you know what that's from?
Saturday Night Live?
No. Well, what's that, Mongo?
No, wasn't that the name of the little Like the dog, it was like the pet that you couldn't feed and it didn't go to the bathroom.
Oh, yes. You're right. No, it wasn't from that because it was already named from, I think, from 101 Dalmatians. Anyway, so dog's at the back door sleeping, just, under protect. It's like in a little bed. It's totally fine. But dog's not awake. And I'm thinking, well, I got to go past the dog to get to the car, to get out and to leave. So then I kind of, jostle with the back door and, dog's up. The dog sees me and I get low to the level of the dog, but the door is between us. And like the look on the face was like, I'm going to get this person. I'm like, all right, I'm a little taken back. It's, 5 something this morning. And I'm like, okay. Pongo, we're good here. We're good. Pongo, hey, Pongo. And there's not even a tail wag. And I'm like, Well, enough barking, which is not what I wanted to have happen, wakes my wife up. I'm like, dang it. And she goes, you want me to take care of Pongo? I'm like, no, I'll be good. And then continues to bark. And I thought, well, okay. What are my options here? She's like, I'll make sure I distract. And so anyway, it was like the little look over here. I got past Pongo, got in the car, left. Gonna have to work on my dog whispering skills this afternoon when we're eye to eye, face to face in the daylight, I think. But only a couple more days of this. Only a couple more days. Oh, Campeo says, I would associate this dog pop rock story with Dave, not Jason. Yeah, 5-year-old Jason did that. I did it. I admitted it. I went to meetings for it. The dog was fine.
Strange. I really don't. This is one of the first that we've had. I actually have a clip of you from the future.
From the future? Well, how far?
A few days, like in the last nights with Pongo.
Oh, okay. So then maybe like Monday. Okay.
Yeah, it's you talking about Pongo.
Wow, let's hear it.
You have to make a choice. It's either me or Pongo.
Pongo.
Also Pongo.
Absolutely Pongo.
1,000 times Pongo.
Well, so let's celebrate the last couple of shows I have. Today, maybe tomorrow. This is the future. So I feel like that's at least tomorrow. We'll see if I have Friday or Monday at all. Good pull on Pongo, by the way, Chris. Very good pull. All right, we got a lot coming up on the show today. Guess what? Hopefully within a half hour or so, give or take, we're going to be checking in for the first time this year with one of the members of the Athletics. Brent Rooker is scheduled to join us before first pitch today. First pitch, it's not this early. Well, they're in Atlanta. Their first pitch is early today, but Brent Rooker is going to join us from Atlanta, hopefully around 6:45 or 7. We are going to have our typical things where we go 3 for Madness. We have Kings basketball tonight to preview. We have streaking. We have a 3 in the Key coming your way. Katie Christensen is scheduled to join us at 9. We will have What's on Deck.
What is this, elementary school?
Well, I guess so. What's on Deck. We'll close things out with Crosstalk with Matt and Kayla. But guess what time it is? Everyone and all, it is time for Leading Off.
Let's do it.
Leading off, the 3 top stories in the morning.
Huge news. This is very important.
Here's cut number 1.
Brooklyn gets its 18th win. The Kings get a fourth consecutive loss on this road trip. 116-99 is the final score in this one.
Up in here.
So Jason Ross, a lot of frustration, a lot of disappointment throughout this season. And tonight, the Kings did make at least a bit of a murmur in the second half. They kind of stuttered their way to within 9 at 92-83, but that was as close as they could get.
Oh, I think I was going to talk next. Let's see. Maybe. Am I there? I am talking. This was cut?
Yeah, Nets did a terrific job all night long, and I think they did it at both ends of the floor. And Henry touched on it earlier. They had more pep in their step, and they were taking full advantage of the Kings on a back-to-back with travel. And it showed up after the Kings scored that first 2 points. The next thing you knew, they were down 20-10 in the first quarter, and they never were able to recover whatsoever.
Yeah, I think something was recorded in a certain channel. Anyway, got it. That was the G-Man from the last game. Game 4 of the 5-game road trip. Kings are in Toronto. They've been in Toronto for a couple days. They had that long stand earlier this year where they were, I think, 4 nights in Miami. This time they had a couple nights in Toronto, and they close out their road trip with the Raptors. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And really also we'll do a deeper dive today into kind of the quest that all Kings fans, all Pacer fans, all Wizard fans, all Nets fans, we could maybe even throw in the Jazz, but the bottom 4 and their quest for the worst record. We'll talk about the remaining schedules, how it needs to happen, what needs to happen, so on and so forth. But, yeah, that'll be interesting to see how that all goes. Tonight, 5 o'clock, so 8 o'clock tip time in Toronto. That's late, but 5 o'clock here. We'll have it for you. I'll be back for that later with the High Flyer and the G-Man. But that's Kings basketball as the Kings return to action tonight. All right, let's get to cut number 2.
Cut number 2.
A 1 popped up. Shallow center. Ibanez calls everyone off and makes the catch. Tonight is finally the night. Happened a little later than expected, but top to bottom, a tremendous game for Mark Kotze and his club.
Yeah, the A's finally got a victory. Look, I think it's a good baseball team. They hadn't found ways yet to get a win. I think they had a really bad loss on Saturday in Toronto. That's a game they probably should have won, but they didn't. That's the way baseball works. But yesterday, they break through, and they get the win over the Atlanta Braves, 5-2. Bullpen really helped them out. That's an area that's been hurting them, but it was nice to see. And Shea Langolier stays red hot, 1 for 4, but a home run again, his 4th of the season already. And we're going to talk to Brent Rooker, like we said, hopefully in about 20 minutes or so, maybe a little bit more, from Atlanta as they get ready to close out their road trip and then finally home for their home opener Friday night when they'll take on the Astros. That'll be here on Friday. They're beginning of the schedule. I mentioned it yesterday with Dave, how difficult it is for the A's, starting with the Blue Jays, the defending AL champs. The Braves just have perennially a very good team, good roster, good pitching. Then they come home for Houston. Then they go to New York for the Yankees and New York for the Mets, and then finally back home. So with Texas, the White Sox, but Seattle, yeah, it's not going to be easy for the A's. But if they think they've got a good team, which they showed the back half of last season, then they're going to have to take on these types of teams if they want to be a team that fights for that wild card or division. They're going to have to make some noise here with this schedule and not have any of the droughts that they did last year that just absolutely crushed them in the standings. So congrats to the A's that got the win yesterday. Also, the Giants. Logan Webb pitched well. They got their second win as the Giants get the victory yesterday. And in that one, like I said, Logan Webb and the offense finally. Chapman homered, 16 hits in that one. 9-3 was the final as the Giants will take that one over San Diego to win 2 in a row. Now 2-3 on the season. All right, let's get to cut number 3.
Cut number 3.
Yeah, Tiger just said in a statement that he's entering treatment. As for his privacy, I just received a statement from the PGA Tour as well in the last couple of minutes that said Tiger Woods is a legend of our sport whose impact extends far beyond his achievements on the course. But above all else, Tiger is a person, and our focus is on his health and well-being. Tiger continues to have our full support as he takes this important step. Brian Rolap, the PGA Tour CEO, added that my thoughts are with him and his family as he takes this step, for which he has my full respect and support.
All right, that was the statement from Tiger Woods yesterday. It's been an interesting about a week now. Look, he had returned to golf with the TGL. Then there was talk about him with the Masters. There was talk about him, at least he had to enter kind of for a qualification for the senior tour. He had done all those things, and then the horrific incident on Friday that could have been dramatically worse. Thankfully, it wasn't, but hopefully it was a reality check for Tiger Woods. And so Tiger Woods basically stepping aside from golf, going to seek treatment, and he needs help. He needs help for for this, and he has had quite an interesting life. We're going to talk a little bit more about that later in 3 for Madness, about the charmed life sometimes of an elite athlete and what comes with that. I think many of us, if you grew up playing sports, maybe you had your idols and you just couldn't, you dreamt about having a life like that. It may not be all it's cracked up to be. Doesn't mean it always has to go down this road, but you kind of look historically. There are a lot of high-profile figures that get super elite fame, and I don't want to say, well, maybe I will say it this way, can't handle it. And there's different things, different problems that come with that, and I don't know if it's exactly tied to that, but there's expectations. There's just different things that fall in line with getting to that kind of status that some handle with incredible ability and others cannot. And Tiger Woods has had multiple things that have come up to get him, and certainly this is one that, for those that know him, he's someone that I have always admired and I don't know if idolize is the right word, but just I appreciate, and I've always appreciated this greatness. When someone is so great at something, so incredible skill, because there are other golfers trying to do the same thing as him, and he's at that level that no one else really has been able to achieve, or very few. And you go, look, like that's probably the target for everybody, that not everybody can get there. And in other sports too, boxing, racing, baseball, whatever, basketball, whatever sport it is, there's some sort of target to reach that level, and whether you can get there with your abilities or other things hold you back, you just wonder health, his own self-inflicted wounds, how much different. I mean, his career is still amazing. Obviously, one of the greats of all time. But what else could it have been for Tiger Woods? So we will get into that a little bit later as well. Like we said, hopefully this hour we're going to be checking in with Brent Rooker from Atlanta with the Athletics as they get ready for the A's and Braves today. We should have that coming up this hour at the beginning of the 7 o'clock hour, and a lot of show coming your way. Katie at 9, and so much more. Jason Ross, Christopher Laud, Carmichael Dave is off today. You can reach us at 916-339-1140 on the text line. Those are the YouTube chat. We thank you for being here. Hit thumbs up and like and subscribe while you are there. Thank you for that. And we're just getting started. A lot more shows straight ahead here on Sactown Sports.
This afternoon, Kings and Hawks. Tip off at 5.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball
is Sactown Sports 1140.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit information kit. 800-791-0000. That's 800-791-0000.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code THRIVE25 for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code THRIVE25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's THRIVE25.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system. This is only a test.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140
on Sactown Sports.
O'Neal tosses it in. Brooks' three is no good, and that will do it. Magic had a much needed dub, and it was an arduous task to be sure. But 115-111, the final score. Orlando able to survive a spunky, physical, aggressive Phoenix bunch.
Spunky. Yeah, one of the games in the NBA yesterday, Magic beat the Suns 115-111. Phoenix has been a nice story this year, kind of frustrating to me because I would have predicted that the Phoenix Suns would have been honestly worse than the Kings. I thought the Phoenix Suns had a bad roster. I go back to game 1 of this season. Kings were up 20 in Phoenix. I'm like, yeah, Suns are trash. Kings, I don't know. They're not going to be great, but they're going to win around 30, 31 games. And Suns came back, won that game. Should have been a sign of things to come. I'm still looking forward to this because, Chris, I don't know how much of this you can remember, but on, let's see. Yeah, the Monday Dave is back. So next week Dave is with us, but on remote in New York or wherever. But the Monday I've scheduled for us to open the envelopes of the before this, or the day the season started, I had like that questionnaire, and I was thinking about it the other day. I can't even remember the questions anymore. I know we had like win total.
Yeah. One was
good if you remember
opening day
lineup,
starting 5.
I remember that, and then we had the closing day.
Yeah, closing day, final 5.
And if I remember right on mine,
which you had Giannis.
No, I did. I did have, if I remember right. I'm pretty sure why I remember it this way, so I think I did have it. I think I had Lauri Markkanen. I thought the Kings were going to trade for Markkanen. I thought they were going to find a way to move Levine for Markkanen, is what I remember having. So I was a bit off on that.
Okay, weirdo, party of one.
What'll be great is, so I think what I'll do is I'll have you read mine or whatever. Like we should read the other person's envelope, because what I did was everybody filled out I don't know, I probably had 10 questions. I know I had win total. I think Chris is right. Opening day lineup, closing day lineup. Gosh, I don't even remember the other things I had on there, but I had probably 10 to 12 questions, and we filled it out, and then I put them in an envelope and sealed them, and I have them saved. So we'll just have, the other people on the show open them and read them and see how close or how far off we were on our season predictions of the same questions that we had for the Kings. But last night, and one of the things, the point being, I was pretty certain that the Suns were going to be a bad team and they're going to be a playoff team or play-in team. They lost yesterday, but still 42-34, a record way better than I thought they would have. As far as kind of something more important to the Kings last night, I guess, the Nets, who beat the Kings the other day, kind of returned to the Nets form. They only scored 86 on their home floor, and they lost to the Hornets 117-86. So, quick check of those standings. We're going to do a deeper dive into this later in the show because this is really more impactful for the Kings. The bottom 4 in the league, and we start with the Kings. They're 19-57, again playing tonight in Toronto. The Nets, with that loss, are now 18-58. Washington has 58 losses, but one less win at 17. Indiana has 58 losses, but also one less win at 17-58. So there's a logjam there. If anybody gets a little frisky here at the end of the season, they could pass the Utah Jazz, who are stuck at 21 wins and really aren't competing that well lately. So they've lost 6 in a row. But if you go from the Bulls down in the standings, Bulls lost 4 in a row. Memphis just won. Pelicans 5, 2 in a row for the Mavs, 6 in a row for the Jazz, 4 in a row for the Kings. Just 1 in a row for the Nets, 3 in a row for the Wizards, and the Pacers won their last game. They are the hottest team in the bottom. And the hottest team in the league overall, it's the Spurs. They are winners of 9 in a row. Denver now has won 6 in a row. Denver has clinched a playoff spot as well. And last night as well in the league, you had the Pistons getting their 55th win as they beat up on the Raptors. So the Raptors on the front end of a back-to-back lost 127-116. They'll be in action tonight against the Kings. Rockets win 111-94. They go over the Knicks. Every time I see the Knicks, they at times to me look like they could beat anybody and everybody in the league, and then other times I'm like, what's wrong with them? And there's nothing wrong with 48-28. They're very ordinary on the road, but they're up on SportsCenter right now. The Knicks had won 7 of their last 10, but all 3 of their losses are by double figures. This one they got blown out. So I just don't quite get them. Lakers won. They continue this really tough stretch they're on, and they beat the Cavs 127-113. Luka continues to play great. Your guy Luka, Chris, big fan of his.
Oh, yeah, he's a big boy.
50 wins now for L.A., and Dave loves L.A. We know that.
Dave loves L.A. Dave loves it.
But this was the stretch the Lakers were on. Cleveland last night, at OKC, at Dallas, but then OKC again. So a little mini tough stretch for the Lakers. And then the other game last night, that was a final, was Portland was able to get a win over the Clippers. A little surprise there, 114-104. Clippers and Blazers both with 39 wins. All right, one other clip I wanted to get to before we take a break here. And again, we're hoping to get Brent Rooker from Atlanta here in a few minutes as the A's begin that road trip. We talked about this the other day, about the incredible finish with the UConn Huskies and the Duke Blue Devils. One of the great finishes and really great games just because of how intense, how competitive it was, and the fierce comeback that UConn had. And I said this on Monday, part of UConn, their DNA, we talk about what the coaches can do and the impact they can have. Dan Hurley is kind of psycho, but I think when you look at him and you look at what his players talk about him, I mean, they absolutely love him. There's obviously probably a different side than we see and how much he's meant as a mentor and kind of a father figure and what he's done for them. But his on-court and some of his court antics are crazy. And if you've seen any of the clips by now of his reaction after what was the game winner where he, loses his mind and then he gets right up on the head of the other official or unofficial, whether it was a headbutt, whatever it was just weird. And I know the officiating director of officiating has come out and said, yeah, there's no reason that should not have been penalized, which would have been an all-time technical foul. But all that being said, I want you to hear what Dan Hurley had to say about that headbutt with a referee.
Really, at that point in the game, we had it won. And he's such an easy guy to work with during the game that I thought he was coming over to chest bump me to celebrate the shot. Because it's not like that for me with him. Like my experience with him has been, we haven't won every game. I haven't agreed with every call, but so that was in no way was that like me and a ref that I had been at their throat the whole game. Like other points of the game where I had my arm around them, walking out of the timeout. We were cracking jokes and laughing. With that situation. Now the one at Marquette, when I was on my man's neck, screaming into his neck, that was a guy that's like coming right up to the line and losing his mind. But that was more like the emotion of the shot. And this is a cool ass ref guy. I just was.
Were you guys sharing the moment together?
No, he was just coming up to tell me, it was 0.3.
Oh,
I think there's going to be 0.3 or 0.4 on the clock is what he was saying to me. And I was still so hyped from the shot going in.
What?
That's insanity.
His response is, I thought the ref wanted to chest bump me.
Which would have been way worse.
Think about that meme and how he's fired, right? The ref is absolutely fired.
Yeah.
If there's a celebratory chest bump from the ref.
But I also don't believe it.
I don't either.
You don't go head first into a chest bump.
And well, even in his answer, and again, I'm picking apart his answer. It was weird. The whole thing was weird. I personally wouldn't have loved a technical. I mean, I think it would have been funny it was the moment happened. None of that, I watched the game live. I don't remember seeing that. I think those are different camera angles. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. It obviously happened. But what is he doing? And then even later, he's like, no, what he came up to tell me was there was 0.3. But you thought he was going to chest bump you. Come on.
As a person that I believe is a very good liar, I don't think he's doing a very good. It feels like, I think his answer would truly, if you were to ask him, like, put the true serum in him, like, what happened there? Why did that happen?
Yeah.
I think his true answer would be like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I was kind of just like acting crazy. I have no clue what I was doing. But like, I'm guessing he had to see it a couple times and be like, what? Oh, maybe I wanted to chest bump him.
Yeah.
Like, that's what happened. That's what actually happened was that. It wasn't because I lost my mind and I didn't know where I was at.
Yeah, I think you're right. The truth is in there. It's like where it's just deliriousness. Like he's just going nuts. And maybe part of it is like, hey, this would be kind of fun. I don't even know if there's really even a thought. Like I've seen an interview now with Alex Caravan, the one who got the pass and gave it back to Mullins, who hits the deep three. And he was asked how many times he's seen it. And he goes, oh, probably 1,000 by now. And he's looked at it. He goes, honestly, you kind of just black out. And I think that's a little bit of what happened to Hurley. It's like, because honestly, Chris, when I watched his whole reaction, like when you see him, there's so many little things that happen. So I'm going to take you, like when they're showing, there's a 2-shot sometimes that shows him and shows the play. And when they're showing just him, you could tell like when the steal happens, he's like, move the ball, pass ahead, his arms are crossing, he's so fidgety, the shot goes up, and then there's the hands in the air like a fan, totally celebrating. Coaches are hugging him, his jacket is half off his shoulder, and then he's like, oh, I mean, he's so elated, and then he just goes from like that crazy face to stone face, like in a second, like, and then there's another video of him that was UConn beat somebody. Oh, beat Syracuse. This was a couple years ago because Jim Boeheim was at Syracuse. I don't know if you've seen this one, Chris, but someone at UConn hits this huge shot, and you see Hurley come over and does like a bam, 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 like a 3 high fives with this player, and he's just so jacked up, and then he turns over and shakes the hand of Boeheim. Like he shuts it down, shakes Boeheim's hand, and it's like a quick drive-by, and you go, wow, he shut that off fast. And this was kind of the same thing, and then the ref's right here, and it's like, hey, I don't know what to do, but I'm going to put my head right in your face. And bizarre. I thought he was going to chest bump me was his answer. I think that's funnier than anything. Anyway, all right. Break time for us. When we come back, I think we're going to have to stretch a few minutes to get word from Atlanta that we're going to get Brent Rooker, hopefully around 6:50 or so. So we look forward to that, get a few minutes with him. We talked to him last year, too. And the A's have always been so generous to us, allowing us to talk to some of their guys. This is a game day. We're getting ready to talk to Brent Rooker, so looking forward to that. We got 3 for Madness coming up. Some new names headed to the Basketball Hall of Fame. We'll discuss that and more as we continue right here on Sactown Sports.
The only place you'll find Malik Monk is Sactown Sports.
Oh, my, what an athletic move that time by Malik Monk.
Hey, Sacramento, it's Malik Monk, and you're listening to the home of the Sacramento Kings, Sactown Sports.
Your local sports leader.
At Fisher Investments, we may seem like other money managers, but we're different.
What makes you so different than the rest of us?
We ensure clients receive unparalleled service at every step of the relationship.
Tell me more.
Our investment counselors focus on service over sales, prioritizing clients' needs.
How do you make money?
We don't sell any commission-based products. We have a simple management fee based on the value of our client's portfolio. So we do better when our clients do better.
What about client portfolios?
We get to know each client, their finances, family, health, lifestyle, and more, and then we tailor a portfolio based on their specific goals and needs.
Your clients really come first then, huh?
Yes, we make them a top priority. Our goal is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement.
Wow, maybe we are different.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton and Price.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-345-2789. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-345-2789. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-345-2789 or biglou.com.
Waking you up with the best in local sports.
They just make it interesting, you know?
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross
on Sactown Sports.
A one, popped up. Shallow center. Ibanez calls everyone off and makes the catch. Tonight is finally the night. Happened a little later than expected, but top to bottom, a tremendous game for Mark Kotze and his club.
Yeah, the A's finally got it done. They were due for a win. They got one yesterday, and hopefully many, many more. There's high expectations for this team this year, and excited to have them back in Sacramento for year 2 in our great city. And joining us now from Atlanta on a game day, we're a few hours away from first pitch, is Brent Rooker joining us back here on the show. Brent, it's Jason Ross. How are you this morning?
Doing good, guys. How are y'all?
Doing great. Doing great. We appreciate you doing this on a game day. We're not taking you out of any kind of regular routine, are we?
Not too bad. Not too bad. It's an early one today, but, we'll get in there and get ready to go.
All right. So do you, as a longtime player now, I don't know, do you feel like you're not young in the game, but you're not old. You got a lot more career left. Do you feel like you're in that sweet spot of being a kind of a young veteran, if that makes sense?
Yeah, I think so. I think given the general our roster makeup and the age of our team, I'm definitely on the more veteran side of the guys that we have. But we have some guys who've been around a little longer than me too. So yeah, I kind of fall right there in the middle.
You like a day game better than a night game?
Normally my numbers are better during day games, but I don't necessarily like them better because it's a little bit earlier wake up and a little bit more rush when you get here. But we'll take what we get.
That's funny that you're aware of that. Like, do you have an answer to that? If you prefer to play at night, but you feel like your numbers are better at day, I know where you'd rather your numbers go. Like, why do you think that is?
I don't know. I've looked into it a little bit. I don't know if it's something to do with with visuals of obviously the sun being out or whatever. Maybe I see the ball better during the day or something like that. Haven't really been able to pinpoint anything, but yeah, definitely aware of things like that.
We're talking with Brent Rooker. They're in Atlanta getting ready to take on the Braves today. It's very, very early in the season, and there's good expectations, and I think this is a good thing for you guys. But to go through what you did early on in Toronto, where you really had your chances to win the first 2 games, especially the second one was one that I think got away from you guys, to finally get the victory last night. What's that feel like just to, I don't know, it's early, but to get that early monkey off your back?
Yeah, good to get the first out of the way. Obviously, a tough first series in Toronto, but played a really, really good team there. Obviously, a team that's one out away from winning the World Series last year. Went out and made some moves this offseason to probably get better. They're probably a better team this year than they were last year, and they had to walk us off twice to win that series. So we liked a lot of things that we did. There are some things we obviously need to do better, but we felt like we competed hard those first 3 games, and it was good to get the first out of the way last night.
I know when we talked to you last year, Brent, it was early enough in the season. It was before the All-Star game, and I know it's older news now, but congrats on a second appearance. I couldn't wait to talk to you again because I thought that whole All-Star festivities was great. You get called on to be in the kind of the modified home run derby challenge, whatever that was. What was your All-Star experience like last year in that moment to get called to do that?
Yeah, it was a ton of fun. Home run derby was an awesome experience for me to get to do it. I was just something you always dream about as a kid, so doing that was a blast. And the game itself was really, really cool. Those are always special, and always kind of take a moment to kind of sit back and try to soak that all in, and then do the swing off after the game was just kind of the cherry on top to get to be the first one to experience what that's like, it was a ton of fun as well.
Yeah, it's a exhibition in a way, but like that was a unique kind of pressure to be in the swing off. What to be called? How was kind of thrilling and pressurized was that?
Yeah, that part was a little bit more nerve-wracking than the actual home run derby, which was a little bit surprising to me. But it was a very different feeling. In the home run derby, you're just kind of competing just for yourself individually, and then when you do the swing off, it's for your team and the rest of the guys on that squad. So a very different feeling, but a lot of fun.
I mean, you guys take nothing but reps and batting and batting and batting. How exhausting is the derby? Because I look at all you guys competing, it looks like people are winded, sweaty, hot. Like, is that truly exhausting?
Yeah, it's tiring. It's a lot of cardio. It's you obviously take a lot of swings throughout the day and throughout the season, but none of them, or it's never like kind of that back to back kind of rapid fire like that. So. Something we're not used to, something you have to practice. I did a few practice runs beforehand just to make sure I knew what it felt like, but it's definitely tiring.
Yeah. Last year was your first year and the team's first year in Sacramento. Now it's year 2, and you guys I know it's a weird situation with where the future is going to be in Las Vegas and kind of being in Oakland to here. It's a weird transition, but how have you settled into being in Sacramento now for year 2?
Yeah, we've loved it. It's been a great place for all of us, I think. Really good place for me and my family. We enjoy living there. The community's been very welcoming to us, very warm. We felt that since day one. So we're appreciative of all of those things and looking forward to the next 2 years there.
I know working for the Kings as well. I saw you, I don't remember which game it was, but you had good courtside seats, you and a couple teammates. I think it was Kurtz and Wilson. I can't remember. Maybe Soderstrom was out there. You guys were out there. Yeah, courtside. Got to throw out some basketballs out there. How was that kind of moment feeling like you're being treated in Sacramento?
Yeah, super fun. We went to a game last year before the first season, went to one this year as well, and it's always evident how much those fans love the Kings and love their sports in general, so we're lucky to be part of that community.
This year, there's a lot of talk from others, and I don't know how much it is internally with you guys, Brent, but there's a potential for a stoppage at the end of the year. And obviously you're worried about games and playing and getting the season going, but you guys have also had this other distraction of, hey, are we going to be in Sacramento? Are we going to Vegas? Now that seems to be more clear on the move to Vegas, but is that a distraction at all? Is that even something that's discussed at all in the clubhouse?
Yeah, we discuss it, obviously, because it's kind of our job to be informed and be prepared for whatever's thrown at us. But no, it's not a distraction. We know we have a task at hand right now, and that's the next 58 games at this point. My math is bad, but we know that's kind of the task at hand. That's not a distraction for us. But yeah, we talk about it. We try to stay generally informed because that's kind of our duty and responsibility.
You mentioned all the games left. You played all of them last year. Look, everybody wants to be on the lineup card and play all the time, but is that a goal for you to be in the lineup every day?
No, I wouldn't say it's a goal. It's something I'm proud of and something that I did last year, and then I'm glad that I accomplished. And when I talked to Koss about it, as long as he feels like writing my name in the lineup gives us the best chance to win that day, I want to be out there. But it's not necessarily something I'm setting out to do again.
How about this year, the other part that's new for the game that we're seeing, and it's happened quite a bit around the majors, the ABS system. Are you a fan? Do you like it, dislike it? What's your early thought on the ability to challenge some pitches?
I think it's good. I think the effect it's had has been good. I think it adds another layer of strategy and that thing you have to think through in the batter's box, which I enjoy. So I think the overall initial early returns have been pretty solid, and guys have been happy with it.
So is there a kind of a team policy if you're able to share, like, hey, Brent, you've challenged 3 of these and you've missed, like, do you get an unlimited, like, amongst the team? Is there a kangaroo court? Like, hey, you can't challenge everything. We're trying to, like, how does that go internally?
Early on, everybody's kind of got free reign to use their own discretion. Obviously, if you turn out to be pretty bad at it, your rights may be revoked. But I think we've done a pretty good job so far as a team. It's just kind of picking and choosing the right situations and then knowing when it's worth, rolling the dice and seeing if you can get one. Yeah,
because I got to admit, covering the NBA for so long, to see the amount of players every time there's a play, challenge. Like, okay, you can't challenge everything. And the same thing for baseball. I mean, you got to – you're right. How much of a strategy do you feel like there is to this?
There's a ton. There's obviously, varying situations throughout the game have different amounts of of impact, have different layers of leverage. You got to pick and choose when you want to use those, when it's worth it, when it's not worth it. Kind of know the run value expectancy and things like that in terms of, which counts, swing the situation in which direction. So there's a ton of strategy.
All right, a couple more for you, Brent. How about today's pitcher? You're facing Chris Sale. That's certainly a challenge today. What do you have to do to approach him?
Yeah, I mean, obviously one of the best in the league, has been one of the best in the league for a very long time. So it's being smart, trying to control the zone, know what he's going to do to attack you, and try to put together a game plan and approach that gives you the best chance to have success.
All right, and then last thing for you. I know there's always some sort of clubhouse game, some sort of clubhouse event. Oh, wait, you guys do you have a March Madness pool going on?
We do. I don't know who's winning. It's not me. I had a really good first round, and then the second round kind of mine fell apart. So I don't know who's in first place right now. I have to check on that, but we've got to get
Gotcha. Do you remember who you picked?
I picked Purdue. So they are obviously no longer in there. So I don't have much of a chance.
Okay, there you go. And what about clubhouse games? Are you guys playing it? What's hoop still? What's going on in the clubhouse?
Yeah, a lot of card games. I'm not a card guy, but there's always card games going on. I don't know what they play, guys. They're favorites, and they play all kind of stuff. But there's always some kind of competition happening.
All right. Well, I know you got a game to get ready for. We thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you Friday night in the home opener. Brent, best of luck this season, and thank you for joining us.
Sounds good. Appreciate it, man.
All right, thank you. That's Brent Rooker, two-time All-Star from your Athletics, joining us from Atlanta. Thank you again to the A's. They're getting ready to get started. Someone was getting something festive going. The first pitch today, by the way, is at 9:15 our time, so 12:15 first pitch. They're up and at 'em and early going. It's Severino versus Chris Sale today in Atlanta. Again, our thanks to the A's, our thanks to Brent Rooker, and we look forward to their home opener Friday night when the A's will be back here taking on the Houston Astros. All right, break time for us. When we come back, the 7 o'clock hour, we will go around the diamond. We will talk about the Kings and Raptors, but up next, 3 for Madness. We're going to talk about many things, including a former King that got another bit of recognition yesterday, and we'll see if it triggers Kings fans. We'll talk about that in 3 for Madness next on Sactown Sports.
The San Francisco 49ers play on Sactown Sports 1140.
Touchdown 49ers! Every game on your #1 sports station. Don't miss the action on your local sports leader. Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's tax time, y'all. If you want to file free, this next one's for you.
Now taxes is so free. Tax free edition only. Roughly 37% of filers qualify. Simple form 1040 returns only. How this is tax.
Love that jam. Up next, commercials.
Intuit TurboTax free edition. See if you qualify at turbotax.com/free. No schedules except for earned income tax credit, child tax credit, student loan interest, and Schedule 1A.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
To infinity and the ballpark. Join the Sacramento Rivercats for Toy Story Night on Saturday, April 11th, and then bring your best furry friend to Bark in the Park on Sunday, April 12th at Sutter Health Park. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work trucks and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com. Driving business forward.
You live for this. The wins, the losses, the slam dunks, and the buzzer beaters. The dream that this is your team's year. Hope, it's what keeps you coming back. So you represent with anticipation and with pride. Because when everything's on the line, your support means everything. That's why the NBA Store is here to support you. Check out the largest selection of official NBA gear at NBAstore.com. A Fanatics experience.
Spring is here, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings, plus get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
KHD KHD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140. 3 questions, 3 answers. It's 3 for Madness on the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Here's question 1.
All right, we start the second hour. Jason Ross, Christopher Laud here. Thanks again to Brent Rooker and the A's. Hopefully you had a chance to check out that interview. If you missed it, we will have that for you available on our Sactown Sports YouTube page, on our website. Certainly, you can go back and listen to the show, audio version of it, too, on the podcast when that's up and running. So just always have Sactown Sports just ready to go for you. Again, we encourage those of you to follow us and watch us and have your own chat. We got our regulars in there, Jess and Campeo, and our whole crew that we really appreciate you guys all in here. Dwayne, each and every morning. Thank you so much for being here. MC, all of our crew. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hit thumbs up. Hit that like button, or the thumbs up button, subscribe button. We appreciate it. Makes us feel good. So, and if you would like to text in, 916-339-1140. But again, our thanks to the A's and Brent Rooker. They get started here in just a couple hours. We'll be on while they play. I forgot to tell Brent about streaking. It's not too late, Chris. I could pick him for today, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would that have put additional pressure on him? Saying, hey, man, would it have been flattering? Like, Brent, usually it's a couple things I'd like to do in streaking. If I'm going to the game, I pick an A because I'd like to see them get a hit while I'm there. Or if they're a guest of the show, I feel like I should pick him. So
something tells me Brent would be like, okay.
Yeah, he's pretty chill. He's like, that's fine. I'll try to get you a hit, but like no promises. I'm like, no, we want promises. We want deliveries. This is about streaking, man. Come on. This is everything we need to know. All right, so I'm still going to pick Brent Rooker. Little preview for streaking coming up later. All right, let's get to question number 1 from 3 for Madness.
Amari Stoudemire, Doc Rivers, Candace Parker, and Elena Del Don, all named to the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Do you agree with this class?
Okay. Well, here's what I want to start with, because I saw a lot of comments on a couple of different people yesterday referenced in this. Also, Mark Few is going in after his amazing career at Gonzaga and is still going. But my initial reaction, I'll be honest with you, when I saw Elena Del Don and I saw Candace Parker, I'm like, absolutely. Like, for sure Candace Parker. And then when Elena, yep, no problem with that. I saw more and more people going, Doc Rivers? What? No. And really questioning Doc. I felt that way about Amari. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Did you feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, again, now it's going to be like, you think he sucks? Nope. Not
he was a stud.
Total stud. And I went, I feel like he's Hall of Good. And then I'm like, am I missing something? I mean, I'm glad you felt that way too, Chris.
Yeah, because it was the Steve Nash Sons with Amari. It was just like, oh man, these guys together are like just killing it. And then once he left Phoenix, it was like,
And I'm not you have to have won a championship. I think that's a bit overrated. It helps. All of that helps. But I would like to go kind of like what you said. If I said Amari Stoudemire and you go, this is what he did. And 6 All-Star games, fabulous. 5 times All-NBA. I mean, that's really, really good. Rookie of the year. These are the things for his legacy. These are the best things for his legacy. And they're important. Highest in the MVP, not that this is anything, but was 6th in one season. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different seasons he was in the MVP top 15. But we're looking at a 9th, a 6th, a 10th, a 14th, and another 9th. Let me see if he ever led in any category. Yeah, he led in games played, so he played at 82 twice. He led in 2-point attempts and 2-point makes in 2010 and 11. Career averages of just under 19 a game. 7.8 rebounds, 1.2 assists. 8 years with the Suns, 5 years with the Knicks, a year with Dallas, a year with Miami. I had more of a question mark on Amari Stoudemire. And again, call me out on that saying I'm wrong. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel it. Now, on the Doc Rivers part, when I saw more criticism of that, and now here I am, am I defending Doc Rivers? Well, here's where I think the debate is interesting, because I see Dwayne on our chat, which this is a great point. Longevity shouldn't be a factor. I think it is, though. I think it is in this regard. If Amari Stoudemire, who still played a long career, how many years did he end up? What was that? I said 13, 14, 15 years. If he played 5 more years and ended up a lot higher and a lot more of the standings or stats, it would have an impact on his career. I think right now, like, for example, right now, we say it, I say it, other people say it, that DeMar DeRozan is a Hall of Famer. Chris, do you think DeMar DeRozan has had a better career than Amari Stoudemire?
Yes.
I do too. Now, I feel like Amari Stoudemire might have been a little flashier. Well, not might have, was. But part of DeMar DeRozan now is it's hard to deny someone when you're going, oh, man, he's moved into the top 30 in scoring. Oh, man, he's in the top 25. Oh, my goodness, look who else he passed. He's now in the top 20. He's now in the top 17. And he's not done. And that's where I'm going to the longevity part. Now, there are people that play for 20 years that aren't that great. I don't want to say that great. That's unfair. But like Udonis Haslem. Played a long time, had accumulated a lot of numbers, but doesn't have anywhere near the same kind of numbers that that DeMar DeRozan has. So if we go to the all-time scoring list, and that's not the end-all be-all, but look, you score more points than the other team, you win. It's a big factor in there. It's too tough to deny DeMar DeRozan, who is currently 18th and is 9th. Like tonight, DeMar DeRozan will pass Dominique Wilkins. He'll get 9 points. He should get 9 points. And he is now 50 behind Oscar Robertson. He won't get to Hakeem Olajuwon this season. But at the end of this year, he'll be 16th all-time. Every single person above him that has already retired, Kareem, Malone, Kobe, Jordan, Nowitzki, Chamberlain, O'Neal, that's Shaq, Carmelo, Moses Malone, Elvin Hayes, and Hakeem Olajuwon are in the Hall of Fame. And those now, and then Robertson and Wilkins are above him. Those below him that are retired, Tim Duncan, Paul Pierce, John Havlicek, Kevin Garnett, Vince Carter, Alex English, Reggie Miller, Jerry West, Patrick Ewing, Allen Iverson, Ray Allen, Charles Barkley, Robert Parrish, Adrian Dantley, Dwayne Wade, Elgin Baylor, Clyde Drexler, Gary Payton, Larry Bird, Hal Greer, my goodness, Walt Bellamy, Paul Gasol, Bob Pettit, David Robinson, George Gervin, and the next one that is 48th all-time that's not in the Hall of Fame at the moment that's retired is LaMarcus Aldridge. And he might make it. Trying to see if I can find where Amari Stoudemire is in scoring. I'm searching. I'm looking. And did I miss him? Did I pass him? Okay. Who has more points, Chris, in their career? Let me pick someone around here. Amari Stoudemire or Pete Maravich?
It's got to be Stoudemire.
It is Stoudemire. Who has more points, Juwan Howard or Amari Stoudemire?
Stoudemire.
Juwan Howard.
Ooh.
Who has more points, Amari Stoudemire or Kyle Lowry?
Lowry.
Kyle Lowry does. Who has more points, Andre Miller, former King, or Amari Stoudemire?
Amari Stoudemire.
Andre Miller.
Oh, my gosh.
Isn't that weird? Rashid. I mean, he's 133rd. There's nothing wrong. I mean, again, I feel like I'm picking on Amari Stoudemire. I didn't. So the people below Amari Stoudemire in the Hall of Fame in scoring are Maravich, Jack Twyman, Chauncey Billups. We have to go down a ways. Walt Frazier, Artis Gilmore, Tim Hardaway, Dennis Johnson.
I mean, with Maravich, too, a lot of that was college basketball.
Yeah. Wow, Bill Russell's 179th. And yeah, you're right, because it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. So with that being said, I want to go to Doc Rivers and kind of on that longevity part. So if you go to the all-time coaching record, and people are like, oh, Doc Rivers hasn't won this, hasn't done that. Well, he does have a title. We factor that in, right? And then you go to the all-time coaching wins list, and you look at that, and where does Doc Rivers fall in line with that? Now we get to the longevity part. Since 2000, he has coached, and here are the coaches that have more wins than Doc Rivers. Pat Riley, Jerry Sloan, Lenny Wilkins, Don Nelson, and Greg Popovich. That's it. That is it. And if Doc Rivers gets to coach again next year, he will pass Pat Riley and Jerry Sloan. He'll be fourth all time. How do you keep that man out of the Hall of Fame? You may not like him. You may think he's overrated. I thought he was a Hall of Famer. I do. So that was my thoughts on the Hall of Fame, but it's a tough one. The other two, no issue for sure. Elena Delle Donne, Candace Parker, 100%. Amari, I don't know. Didn't feel it. Doc, I do. And I felt like that was flip-flop via social media. A lot of people are like, no way for Doc Rivers. I just think I don't think he's that popular anymore. I don't think people like him. I don't know why. I don't even know why, but it doesn't matter why. They just don't seem to like him. And he hasn't won a ton lately. Keeps getting jobs. I get it, but he's doing something right and has done something right enough in the past to keep getting these jobs. And it would be hard to keep a guy that high up in the rankings out of the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. All right, let's go to question number 2.
Question 2.
Tiger Woods is going to step away from golf to seek treatment. What do you think is the most difficult thing about being a sports icon?
Okay, so I have no idea the accurate answer here is, but Tiger's not alone in elite superstar phenom athletes that have some sort of issue, transgression, something that happens. We just look at greatness, Michael Jordan, a lot of allegations on certain things, but left basketball when there was, I don't know if we ever really truly got the nuts and bolts of all that gambling allegations and the stuff with his dad. I mean, there's just weird stuff that happened with Michael Jordan. Kobe had that pretty famous thing early on in his career in Colorado. Tiger, multiple things. And I don't know if you have an opinion on this, Chris, but I think there's such I don't know whether it's an internal pressure from them, the outer pressure to stay great, to achieve this status, to achieve this, whether it's in their own sport or just perception of them that they're greater than other. I don't know. I couldn't even relate, couldn't even imagine, but a lot of them fall, and I don't know why. And then we all appreciate the comeback, but Tiger does need help. There's no doubt about that.
I think once you get to a level of fame and where everyone sees you as the best, you are never told no. And I think as a person, if you aren't told no a lot, you kind of think that, oh, everything I do is right. Everything I can do whatever I want type of thing. And I think that really plays with your psyche.
I think you're right. And like, for example, let's say we were both the best at whatever, golf. We'll take golf with Tiger. So I'm considered the best golfer in the world and maybe ever. And I'm going to be treated in a certain way, not because of me, but because of that. And I've achieved that. I've won this many majors. Oh, no, he gets to park there. Whatever it is. No, he gets the first. He gets to pick his locker. We'll let him get the best tee times. I know that's not exactly how this all goes, but no. The schedule's going to kind of revolve around me. And if I've lived this way for 5 years, I'm the best. And then here comes Christopher Laud that's actually now better than me. And it's like, well, wait a minute now. Now you're getting, when does Chris want to play? When does Chris, we got to cater to this. Well, let's set him up. I'm like, so wait, I was treated that way because I was at the status, not because of me, because now you're that status. And it's not because of you. It's like now Chris is the best. And it's a weird phenomenon to be in that. And Tiger's always been kind of dealt with that way. And whether he's earned it or not, that's not even the point. It's just he's one of the greatest of all time. And how do you relate to just being treated that way all the time?
The other thing to add to this is we've seen a lot with like child stars, like coming up having problems and stuff like that, like TV and movie kid stars. And people kind of forget that Tiger was a child star.
Yes.
The U.S. knew him since he was 4 years old.
Yep.
And I think that also messes with you when your entire life you've been in the public eye.
Yeah, I remember being in Orange County and the papers down there. There'd always be stuff. Tiger Woods, local golfer, does it, and like you just heard about him. And then we didn't have YouTube and all those different things and social media. But I saw later about him being on whether it was like the Tonight Show or Michael Douglas Show or whatever when he was 2 or 3. But you just heard about him and you knew he was coming in and coming up. And then once he finally made, and then you hear him at Stanford and like this guy's going to be amazing, and he has been. I mean, there's nothing denying that. But just, I honestly, Chris, I know you watched the amazing Michael Jordan, the 10-piece thing that Jason Hare did and threw 30 for 30. Like the way Michael Jordan and the Bulls had to travel and just he had to have his dentist appointment at like 2 a.m. I couldn't imagine living that way. Just because he couldn't really get out in public. Now he'd go to golf and get certain things, but you got to like close down things to cater to these guys. It's got to be really weird. And then whenever that drops off, it's probably at some point welcomed, but then also like, hey, remember when everybody used to move out of their way for me? And then now it's like, oh yeah, you get in line. That's got to be weird too. Like I think about that for athletes, and not certainly at that level, but if you were let's say you and I were if we're like the 9th man on the Kings, you are a big deal in Sacramento. And then, 15 years after you're still living, hey, there's Chris. Remember when he used to play on the team? It's like, yeah. Like there was probably a time where Brad Miller like couldn't really move around very well here just because Brad's an all-star. He's a starting center for the Kings, and now Brad's just like amongst the people. It's a weird cycle for these guys.
The interesting thing, this is what reminds me about it, is a lot of the European soccer stars, when they take their breaks, they all come to the United States because nobody knows who they are.
Yeah. And I don't get that way that often as far as starstruck. I wouldn't even really say it, but like I was at the Sac State game senior day not that long ago when Shaq's son, Shaquille O'Neal, is senior day, and Shaq was there, and it was like, whoa, there's Shaq. I've seen that guy forever. And I actually had interviewed him in the Kings locker room and Lakers locker room. But it was like, man, that's a guy you see a lot, and he's everywhere, and it was kind of cool to see him. And then you're like, all right, I'm done with that. I couldn't imagine.
What's the general like?
Yeah. Hey, what's the number, Shaq? Call 1-800-GENERAL now. Hey, do you have any Icy Hot? Any printer? What is the copiers? He does something for copiers.
So why did you do the movie Steel?
But Blue Chips.
Blue Chips.
That was legit. Kazam. All of them.
Grown Ups too.
And Grown Ups? Yeah, he was in Grown Ups, I think, as well. Wow. This is Jason. There's a video of some kids running up on Jordan, and they ask, where's LaMelo? Because they want an autograph. It was crazy. That was back when he owned the Hornets. Like, I couldn't even imagine that. Like, you're thinking, Jordan, all right, kids, I don't want to sign. Wait, what? You want an autograph from LaMelo Ball? Wow. Yeah, interesting for him, but Tiger needs help. He does need help for sure. So wish him nothing but the best. All right, question 3.
Question 3.
Yesterday, the NBA announced the finalists for Teammate of the Year award. Amongst the list, it includes De'Aaron Fox of the Spurs. Do you take this as another insult to the Kings?
I mean, look, I'm in the Fox camp. I'm a De'Aaron Fox guy. I love De'Aaron Fox, one of my all-time favorite Kings. I still wish he was.
Fragile ego, fragile body, weak mind, weak spirit.
Chris, who said that again?
John Moxley.
Is John Moxley aware of this drop that we use?
I have had it confirmed to me that John Moxley is aware of the drop that we use.
Multiple sources or a source?
A source.
High value source?
High value source.
Highest about?
Yes.
So you're going to go with this?
You
You feel really confident?
The person that told me showed it to him.
And do you care to share what the reaction of Moxley is?
He's a fan
of the show, of the clip.
Yes.
Does he know you use it a lot for De'Aaron Fox?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I love that he knows that. I hate that you use that for De'Aaron Fox. I'm a Fox fan, first and foremost. I love De'Aaron Fox. Love, love, love. Sad that he was traded. Would not have traded him. I'll come out and say it. Look, and then I don't like the trade. That's not anything shocking. But it did happen. Can't take it back. And no, it's not an insult to injury. Like Fox is I would think is a good teammate, is a likable guy. The Spurs, I think he's fitting in nicely in the role there. And yeah, there was a bunch of different players, I think about 12 or so, that were named as candidates for the Teammate of the Year. Last year, Steph Curry won it. So, look, I like De'Aaron. I like his game. I think I had said this about De'Aaron. I always felt like if the Kings ever made the playoffs, he would even be better then. I think he kind of shines in the big moments. He kind of proved that in the one playoff series he got in Sacramento. But I think he's going to be great for the Spurs. Now, I don't know how far they'll advance. They got a great team. They got an unstoppable force in Wemby. We'll see if they're ready to do it. And Kings fans, if that bothers you, I get it. I understand it. But my rationale is you can't take it back. And Dave will bring that up a lot, and that's totally fine because I think he is in a different spot. Don't you find, Chris, that I think Dave wants to kind of live in the torture?
Yes.
Because he's like, well, we all know what's going to happen. It's going to be Mike Brown versus De'Aaron Fox. I go, one, I don't think that'll be, but if it is, okay. It's not like they're surprises. They're two good teams. And it's not being done to torment the Kings. And, I think we all agree Mike Brown is a good coach. We all agree that De'Aaron Fox is a good player. So they are both in better situations at the moment. Can't deny that. So, and much like Dave will go, well, if the Kings have the worst record, they'll pick fifth. I mean, that's just the way it'll work. It's like, well, what do you want? Do you want them to have the worst record, but then to get your own torture to pick fifth, or do you want them to have the worst record with the best odds?
No, it's crazy, and I didn't know. So we've talked about how the worst team hasn't got the number one pick since the change of the
since they flattened out the lottery odds.
Yeah. The worst team has gotten the fifth pick 3 years in a row.
Wow. And as of now, This is one thing I'm lockstep with Chris in. I am 100% rooting for that if it's the Pacers.
Yes.
Because the Pacers have the worst record right now. They have the best odds at the moment. If they were to get the 5th pick, it goes to the Clippers. And then that would be funny.
So this whole tanking season was for nothing.
Yes. Now, when we talk about this coming up, I think we're going to get into it about 8 o'clock, the quest for the best lottery odds. The Pacers have to do this, I guess. Because if they were 2nd or 3rd or 4th or 5th, yeah, they could still win the lottery with less odds. But, I mean, you could also make the argument like, well, wait. If they're the best odds, and finish last, and they finish 5th, they don't get the pick. That's the best possible pick the Clippers could get, and they're giving it to them. Whereas if they finish 6th with less odds and move back to 10th, oh, sorry, Clippers, you're picking 10th. But instead, we're going to give you the 5th pick, and you're going to be either a play-in or a playoff team. Enjoy that. So there's going to be stuff to discuss about that. We're going to get into that coming up in a few moments. But, yeah, this doesn't bother me about the De'Aaron Fox thing at all. Not in the slightest. Let me see. I'm being asked here, do you think De'Aaron was a good teammate his last year in Sacramento? I don't know that I would say he was a bad teammate. I think we've discussed this so much. I think De'Aaron got to a point where at one point, he clearly wanted it to work here. He wanted it to work here. It was getting to a point where I think he could see that it probably wasn't going to get that much better. And we're in this time where he seemed to be more a fan of Mike Brown, wanted Mike Brown to be the coach. Even like there was public comments from Mike Brown from De'Aaron, like he wanted to be coached hard by him. And ironically, I still go back to the day that was Mike Brown's last game. De'Aaron Fox made one of his worst decisions in a game where he fouled, here's the irony too, Jaden Ivey on a 3-pointer in a 3-point lead. He made the shot. Ivey made the free throw. Kings lose after a 4-point play. Just a bad decision by Fox. Mike Brown in the postgame went in on De'Aaron because that's what De'Aaron wanted. De'Aaron knew he made a mistake, but Mike Brown went in on him. Mike Brown lost his job. It wasn't because of that specifically. They had lost 6 in a row. I think there was talk about maybe losing some of the locker room. There were some players that weren't fans of Mike Brown. De'Aaron was not one of them. And then the way it began at the very beginning, everybody thought, well, De'Aaron Fox forced Mike Brown out. It's like, that's not what happened at all. And then De'Aaron hears that. He's like, well, wait a minute. I never said that. So there were a lot of different things that kept happening, but I can't answer whether or not I think he was a great teammate his last year in Sacramento. I think the last year was a lot of frustration for a lot of people. But I think he's now in a much better situation. If you're blaming him for being a better teammate in a better situation, that's fine. But he is in a better situation, got his contract extension. He's on a great team. He's going to be in the playoffs, and he should be in the playoffs for a while as long as he's a member of the San Antonio Spurs. Still think the Kings made a mistake. Again, can't undo it, but you move on. And today the Kings will be in Toronto to take on the Raptors. We're going to talk about that coming up. But when we come back, we'll go around the diamond from last night. The A's finally win. The Giants win again. Logan Webb looked more like the Logan Webb that we know. And the Yankees and Dodgers are hot, but not their best players. We'll kind of discuss what the Major League Baseball picture is this early in the season. We'll do that when we come back on Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes! There's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55-plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important, trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Your Toyota's been through a lot with you. Traffic, rain, potholes, you name it. But it keeps showing up mile after mile. So maybe it's time to give a little back. For a limited time at your local Toyota dealer, get 3 new tires and get the 4th for $1. Because a ride that's always there for you deserves to be taken care of. 3 tires, get the 4th for $1? Go on. Treat your Toyota. Deal ends April 30th. Keep your Toyota a Toyota. Restrictions apply. Toyota and Scion vehicles only. See participating Toyota dealers for details.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it.
Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
The only place in the morning to get your sports fix.
Live and local.
The Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Well, this is what makes the world go round. Chris, I mentioned earlier that you played that clip. Our guy Moxley, right?
Yes.
Knows it, well aware of it, is kind of a fan of it.
Leader of the Death Riders.
Come on, Chris. We know that. I mean, you're like, it's like repetitive. Troy Perry, faithful viewer and listener on our chat, says, it is truly absurd that Chris plays that clip every time when talking about De'Aaron. Makes 0 sense. Now, why this is what makes America what we are today? The 408, I love that clip. Keep using it, Chris. It's one of my favorites and very fitting. 2 different people watching or listening to the same show. One hates it, one loves it. And I'm kind of the same. I like the clip. I hate that you use it for Fox. And you laugh every time.
Which one do you hate more, that one or the one that I play for Halliburton?
Play it for Halliburton?
I got to find it. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's in a Halliburton file. Because actually...
I mean, haven't had to play it all season.
Yeah, there is another one. Where was the Halliburton comment? I saw that earlier. Wait a minute. Let me go to our text maybe. Oh, yeah. Jason, I don't understand why people hate the Pacers and Hallie, but love Fox and the Spurs. I love Fox. I'm not a Spurs fan. And I don't know how many people love Fox and the Spurs. But we have had our Halliburton hate before. Chris has had that. Have I vamped long enough? Text line 707. Shea Bangaliers with 4 home runs in 5 games. Cal Raleigh who? Oh, wow. How dare you. No.
Okay, so you don't remember the Halliburton one?
Yeah, what's the Halliburton drop?
I need you to open up your ears and hear this. Nobody wants you here. They never wanted you here. That whole locker room's afraid to say it. Not me. So get out.
Same guy?
No, that's Eddie Kingston.
Of course it is.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. I call him Ed. Ed King.
Yeah, didn't he used to do traffic here?
Yes. Wait, can you...
I know, news.
Yes. Oh, man. Can you play them back-to-back, please?
Fragile ego, fragile body, weak mind, weak spirit.
That's Moxley.
I need you to open up your ears and hear this. Nobody wants you here. They never wanted you here. That whole locker room's afraid to say it, not me. So get out.
Don't they sound similar?
The second one, the guy's got a New York accent.
The first one?
First one, he doesn't have a New York accent.
I think there's a very similar.
He's from Cincinnati, eating Skyline chili.
The 916, that clip makes me laugh every time. You just made Chris laugh, and you made his day. The beauty of the clips. What do you think is my least favorite clip you play? And if you get it, I think you're going to get it right on the first try. Yep. Absolutely. And if you guys...
Now, if you would have said like, oh man, that's so funny the first time you heard that, I probably wouldn't have played it again, but
no,
since you don't like it.
Okay, wait, here's going to see how well you know me. That one is number one for my least favorite. And texters and chatters, don't say you like it. I think you know the second one.
That you don't like?
Yes, but I'm going to see if you get it.
And I play it regularly?
I don't want to give away too many hints. You play it specifically for something, but let me see if you know what it is. I'll let you fire a clip if you, or whatever you think is the second one I like the least.
Me, Maddie.
No, not that. I like that. Okay, why do I not like the...
Really?
No, that one's fine. Why do you think I don't like the first one?
Because it's you?
Exactly. So why wouldn't I like the second one?
I can't think of one that I have.
Yes, you have one that you use of me. You played it yesterday on the show.
Did I?
Uh-huh. Now you'll find it.
See, because I don't consider that a drop.
I know, but you played it. I'm waiting for it.
Did someone say road trip?
And I don't think that you mind that. It's just that during Kings games, it plays like 10 times.
Yeah. Troy Perry says, but they do sound completely different. Sorry, J. Ross. All right. I thought they sounded the
See,
same.
now me and Troy are back on the same page.
You guys are friends again. It's how it works. Let me see. Verlad doesn't like Fox because he asked out. Verlad also doesn't like Hallie because he was sad when he was traded. Insane.
That's not true about the Halliburton. And I don't have a problem. I have more of a problem with Halliburton than I do with Fox.
Just explain.
Like, I don't have a problem with Fox. Okay. Halliburton.
You just like to play the drop.
Halliburton, like, that was the one, like, I saw the tweet and, like, out loud at my house just yelled, no! Like, no! Like, what is happening right now?
Yeah. You didn't love the trade.
I didn't want it to happen.
Yeah.
And then he came on, he's just like, oh, it was sad. It's like, man, that sucks.
That kind of hit the feels. Like,
and I'm just like, he didn't want to go. He was crying. I'm like, that sucks. And then his next interview, they did this to me. Okay, yeah, that sucks, man. And then the next time, and he keeps talking about it over and over and over and over and over. And it's just like, okay, dude, like,
and then
I don't know what to tell you. Like, yeah, then he's coming to the games and he's not playing, but every shot that the Pacers take, he's like celebrating fans' faces and stuff like that. It's like, all right, dude, like,
too much.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Like, now you can't be mad at us if we don't like you anymore.
Yeah. Another texter here. My favorite is either we have the meats for Valanciunas or stupid bear. What are you looking at, you stupid bear? All right, we'll have more of that coming up. I want to tell you about baseball last night. One of the areas of concern, I should say, for the majors is this. So the Dodgers, it's like unfair. That's probably why we're going to get to the labor stoppage, because the lack of salary cap. The owners want it, the players don't. I understand that. Dodgers have been able to work their way around the system, and yesterday they won again.
1-2. Did he go? Yes, he did. He strikes out. And Martinez arguing with home plate umpire Adrian Johnson, saying he held it up. Johnson says, nope, you went around. That's the ball game. And the Dodgers win it by a 4-1 score. Shohei Ohtani in his debut will get the win tonight. And Max Muncy with a home run.
Yeah, so the Dodgers win. Shohei was on the mound. Dodgers are 4-1. Here's what's scary about that. Kyle Tucker, their big acquisition, got a hit late to get over 200 to 211. Mookie Betts, former MVP, 158. Freeman got a hit late to get to 200. Teoscar Hernandez got 2 hits to get to 222. Shohei's batting 200 with a hit in his last at-bat. They're not hitting. They're not hitting, and they're 4-1. Same thing can be said for the Yankees, as they got a W yesterday.
Hey, I just met a Yankee fan in the elevator who named his 2 daughters Mattingly and Garrett.
Not surprised. Ground ball to Cabby at short. This will do it. Caballero to first. Victory for the New York Yankees. A 5-0 shutout here in Seattle to even this series at a game apiece and a chance to win the series tomorrow with Cam Schlittler taking on George Kirby.
Yeah, and another great outing by Max Fried. He goes to 2-0. Yankees win 5-0. Aaron Judge is batting 150. So Ohtani and Judge, 2 of the best players in baseball, not hitting yet. It's early, 5 games into each team's season, but that would be areas for concern around the majors. Meanwhile, the Giants get a gem from Logan Webb. Well, he's pitched better, but he was good. Got a lot of the outs that he needed as that game progressed. They win their second in a row, and the A's get their first win of the year. They go for their second. Their first pitch is about an hour and a half away, and if you missed it earlier in the show, about an hour ago, we checked in from Atlanta with Brent Rooker, the 2-time All-Star. All right, when we come back tonight, Kings, Raptors. This time, it's for real. Dinosaurs! I like that one. I do, I have to admit. We've got a preview of the Kings and Raptors next on Sactown Sports.
This afternoon, Kings and Raptors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 3:30 with tip-off at 5.
Listen to your Sacramento Kings
On the official home of Kings basketball, Sactown Sports 1140.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids. Rolaids' dual-active formula has calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. Yeah, you heard right. 2 actives for that powerful relief. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolade spells powerful relief. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda. Yeah, your one-stop Honda shop.
This afternoon, Kings and Raptors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 3:30 with tip-off at 5.
Listen to your Sacramento Kings
On the official home of Kings basketball, Sactown Sports 1140.
This is
Today, back with us tomorrow, but then off again Friday. That's weird. Load management is what we're deeming it. And then he's with us all next week via remote. Kings and Raptors tonight. What's the exchange rate now? How are we looking in Toronto? You been to Canada, Chris? Ever been to?
I have not.
I have not been to Canada either. Hear great things about Toronto. Heard great things in the NBA circles about Vancouver. Everybody seemed to love Vancouver, but that didn't last. NBA wasn't able to stay there. But I know it's a late night tonight for the Kings as far as that goes. The game time is at 8 is the tip-off in Toronto, 5 o'clock here. They are going to leave and have to clear customs. It's going to be a late night traveling home, getting ready for the Friday game. After tonight, 5 games to go. Man, it's going by quickly. Raptors beat the Kings way back on January, the 21st, at Golden One Center.
A homestand that started with such great promise. 4 consecutive wins. We had beam lightings galore. Kings fans rejoiced. But it was short-lived, and the Kings have now lost 3 in a row, having lost on back-to-back nights to Miami and now Toronto. Portland broke the 4-game winning streak for Sacramento. Final score ends up being 122-109.
Yeah, and if we take you back to that time, so it's late January, it's a little different how it was going. That day, particularly, Brandon Ingram, Scotty Barnes scored 23 each. All right, I'm going to give this a go. Sandro Kilishvili, scored 22 for the Raptors. Quickly and Shed all were in double figures as well. As the Raptors beat the Kings 122-109. This was the Kings starting lineup on that day. Not that abnormal. Precious Achiuwa, Maxime Reynaud, Berger, DeMar DeRozan, Russell Westbrook, and Zach LaVine. Zach LaVine started that day. Westbrook had 23 in the loss. LaVine added 19. Off the bench, Nick Clifford, Dylan Cardwell, Malik Monk, and Dennis Schroeder. So Keon Ellis did not play. He was on the team. Dario Saric. Remember the Dario Saric era? He didn't play that day. Schroeder did play. LaVine was available. It's a different time now, guys. It's going to be a different lineup today again for the Sacramento Kings as the MASH unit continues. And that's the hard part about the back end of this season, that so many different players are out. And honestly, it's a tougher watch. You want to see the young guys perform and grow and do their thing. But the Kings have ruled out Drew Eubanks with a thumb, DeAndre Hunter still with the eye injury, Daquan Jeffries, Zach LaVine, Keegan Murray, Domantas Sabonis, Isaiah Stevens, and Russell Westbrook. So it looks like DeRozan is back. Monk should be available. And then the rest of the group against a Raptors team that is good. Toronto is good. And Toronto, if you look at their picture, what they are kind of trying to do here, these games are important to them. They are hanging on to the last playoff spot right now at 6. Remember, the 7 through 10 are play-ins, trying to get to the playoffs. So they are 1 full game ahead of Philadelphia, 2 ahead of Orlando, and 2.5 ahead of Miami and Charlotte. So they are hanging on there, but they're just a half back of Atlanta where they could flip-flop. And I would think, I don't know what a better spot is. I think I'd rather be 5th to get a shot at the Cavs, and to somehow if you get through them, then you get Detroit and, see if they're fully tested, if they can get through. And the higher you finish, you just never know. Maybe you wind up with some sort of weird scenario where you get home court and around where you have upset. But, yeah, this game is going to mean something certainly to Toronto. And when I think about the Raptors, I was thinking about them as the Kings get ready to play them today, about kind of the what-ifs, and they happen all the time in sports. But there was a lot of talk at the trade deadline about the Kings and the Raptors and a trade idea there. And the central figure around the Kings was Domantas Sabonis. And the names we were hearing was whether it was R.J. Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley. Those are the names that you heard the Kings were more interested in. The Raptors wanted to put Jakob Poeltl in a deal, who had a least favorable contract, was injured. And that's probably where the contract and the discussion stalled. If you're the Kings, and I have to stay true to my word because I will say this, I wanted the Sacramento Kings to make multiple moves at the trade deadline. I thought it was necessary. But on the same token, they did make one and moved Schroeder and Ellis to get DeAndre Hunter to really change the team. And that's what I think they needed to do. And I still think they need to do that. But I was also quick to point out, like, you just don't trade players just to trade them. You got to get good trades. You can't have trades where after the fact you feel like, oh, man, that was a bad deal for this organization. This organization is not in a spot where they're like, they can make that up. That one won't hurt. That won't do that much damage to the boat. The boat will just keep moving on forward. The boat's got a lot of damage right now. So they need to start repairing it and, solidifying it and then get it going forward again. So if you didn't want Jakob Poeltl, then don't make that trade. Good move by Scott Perry if that truly was, if the reports were accurate. If you wanted RJ Barrett maybe quickly and they weren't going to do it, you don't have to cave. You don't have to settle. Now, you could revisit it in the summer if Toronto is still interested in Sabonis. Maybe there'll be more teams interested in Sabonis, but you don't make the trade just to make the trade. The other part I think about with Toronto, and I will give credit or point the direction to our midday show, to Matt George and Kayla Anderson, because the other day they brought up... Was that Kayla live in studio? That's actually a great drop. Can I hear that one again? It doesn't even sound like her.
Do you remember who she was imitating?
It was something from, was it Friday's show? Thursday's show? Like Celebrity Birthdays?
I believe it was Friday's show.
I don't remember now.
That's supposed to be Steven Tyler.
Okay. Spot on. Let's hear again. I want you guys to hear this clip. We have an exclusive clip of Steven Tyler.
What's that famous Arrow song? That
was this from Love in the Elevator?
No, I think it's Dude Looks Like a Lady.
Oh, this is him. That's him. It's him. You can't mistake it. But the midday show was talking about, and Matt George brought this up, about Brandon Ingram, who's a member of the Toronto Raptors. And his point was, I believe his phrasing was, if the Kings drafted a player equivalent to Brandon Ingram's career, I think his phrasing was he would be disappointed. Dave brought that up, and we all kind of debated that a few days ago, Chris, where Dave thought totally agreed, and I said, I couldn't disagree more. I think if the Kings drafted a player that had Brandon Ingram's career, that'd be phenomenal. I get the logic behind it because you want more than that. There's nothing wrong with that. I want them to get a player that's better than Michael Jordan. I mean, if we're asking for something, yes, that's what I would want them to get. But I would not look at getting someone that has the career of Brandon Ingram as a failure as a draft pick. I just didn't understand that. But that's why we have, different shows, different opinions, different views.
By that same logic, De'Aaron Fox was a
failure.
A failure.
Basically, everybody the Kings have ever drafted is a failure. And then some would go, well, it is. They haven't won a championship. I'm like, all right, are we just doing championships? Then we've got a bunch of failures all across the league. And so there's nuance into all of this. I understand the point 100%. Like, you would like it to be better. You have Brandon Ingram was picked number 2. Kings may not even pick that high. But to be picked 2, to have a 2-time All-Star, now he hasn't been on the same team for his All-Star appearances. He's one on Toronto, one on New Orleans, but he was also a Laker. But his career has been good. He's been a very good player. So that's the other part I think about when you're playing Toronto is kind of some of those connections. And I think if Sacramento is lucky enough to draft a player that reaches that, and my point on that was if you look at the 41 years of the Sacramento Kings, I think the list was 5 players that have been 2-time All-Stars or more. Mitch Richmond, Chris Webber, who are both in the Hall of Fame, Peja Stojakovic, DeMarcus Cousins, and Domantas Sabonis. And whatever you think about all those players, they are on the short list of the greatest Sacramento Kings of all time. So that would be my thought. If you drafted one of the players who's one of the greatest Sacramento Kings of all time, they're not a bust. They may have underachieved what you wanted for that position. But I think that's also where we get to on the, hey, tank, lose these games, get a high lottery pick, because that is what fixes everything. It doesn't. It can, but it doesn't always. And so I think when there's not a player attached to it, when you're not attached to a spot, you dream of it in this way. Like, they'll get number one, they'll get a generational player, that'll turn the organization around. That's the hope, that's the thought, that's the wish. But you could get that player later. You could not get that player at one, or you didn't draft right, or you evaluated in a sense where at this moment everybody says AJ DeBonsa is definitely the best player right now today. Okay, if that's a universal opinion, is he the best player in 3 years? Is he the best player in 5 years? Is he the best player in 10 years? You hope so. We don't know. We'll never know until it actually plays out. So anyway, that's what I think of with the Kings and Raptors, the trade that never happened, and just kind of that thought exercise on Brandon Ingram. That's going to kind of lead us into our next topic, though, because the quest for the best lottery position, it is a quest. It is a target. People are going for it. And I would say there's 5 main culprits. We'll include the Jazz, but really it's the bottom 4. Our own Sacramento Kings, the Washington Wizards, the Brooklyn Nets, and the Indiana Pacers. We got their remaining outlook, their remaining schedule, what it could do for each team. We'll kind of go into that on a deeper dive when we come back to start the 8 o'clock hour here on Sactown Sports.
This afternoon, Kings and Hawks tip off at 5.
Your exclusive home for Kings basketball
is Sactown Sports 1140.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
Hi, Flo here to say that Progressive knows that life can change quickly, so it's good to have flexible coverage.
Oh, like when I have to take my ex off my policy.
Oh, sorry. But yes, we can do that.
And can you send them a message and tell them that they have trust issues that they need to work on?
We don't really get in the middle of these conflicts.
Also, can you let him know that I was faking interest in his band and it's probably time to grow up?
I'm not going to do it. Just know that with Progressive, you can easily make changes to your auto insurance because we know life changes.
Also, I'm staying in touch with his mom because she's absolutely lovely.
Bad idea.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action. But please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Business moves fast, and so do we. At Bank of Marin, we team up with businesses in the greater Sacramento area to help you drive the lane and score big. With dedicated relationship bankers and local decision-making, we help you move quickly, whether you're upgrading equipment, buying your next building, streamlining cash flow, or fueling growth. From expansion to investment, we're ready to help you win. Bank of Marin, your local business bank. Visit us at bankofmarin.com. Member FDIC.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento. From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are halfway through the week. Your week! So right now, I need every single listener on their feet. Callers, texters, YouTubers. Make some noise for Sacramento's favorite sports morning show. Carmichael Dave, Jason Ross, and the man behind the glass, Chris Verla.
That's right. Get him going fresh.
We are halfway through our week. Your week.
He was at my barber shop the other day.
Hammer nails?
And I missed out on him.
Getting a haircut or pedicure?
I'm not sure.
Do you do the hands too or just the pedicure?
Just a pedicure.
Okay.
Just got a haircut yesterday.
Looking good, Chris.
Thank you. That's from my barber, Mariah.
Hey, Mariah. Shout out, Mariah. By the way, I don't know how many years ago you ditched the hat, but I remember your reasoning behind it. You thought you were going to...
You know what's crazy?
It's like 10?
Past that. Probably.
Is it longer than 10 years?
12 years.
Chris was a hat a day, every day. Same Red Sox hat. Red Sox hat? Red Sox. Socks? Red Sox hat. And you told the story later. I'm just like, oh, Chris just wears a hat. I didn't really, whatever. People wear hats. It's fine. But you said, I think I'm going to lose my hair. You got an amazing head of hair.
Yeah. Well, all of my uncles on my mom's side are bald.
Okay.
And my cousins. Even my little cousins.
Yeah.
Like my younger cousin. I'm the only one with hair on that side of the family. Even on my dad's side of the family, the only one, his dad, my grandpa, had great hair.
Yeah.
Basically the only person on both sides of the family with great hair.
Yeah.
And I found out that, maybe I get it from him. But I just used to shave it, wear a hat all the time. So once I went bald, no one would know.
Yeah.
And then once I got to 30, I'm like, oh.
You're good. And now you're, you don't even have grays, do you?
Oh, yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Well, you hide them.
No.
No, I mean, it doesn't look like it. I could say that.
I'll tell you where to look.
Okay. All right. So since we're being honest here, I don't know how to feel about this as someone that has lost their hair, right? I have heard people say this a lot, this phrasing. Usually it's sports, so it'll be like LeBron. LeBron's on the screen right now, and people go, oh, LeBron, you lost. Let it go. You've lost. Let it go. And I'm thinking, is that a reference to take it all off? Because I've never shaved it all the way off. I'm not trying to hang on. Once I cut it and basically I shave it to a half all the way around, I don't have that much up here. I get some here, but I don't love the little, I have a gray halo. I call it the gray low. Am I supposed to go all the way off or is it fine?
You're good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm never going to, people do what they want. I'd never have liked the comb over. I'm not going to grow long hair in the back. I don't have
You go to Turkey.
And no, I don't want to do that. I've never been interested in that. Because that would honestly, how weird would that be if in next year's, you're on the YouTube and you're like, wow, he's got a full head of hair now. It doesn't just come back like that without a procedure.
Worked
right?
for Wayne Rooney.
Did it?
Yeah.
But should I take it all off?
No.
No?
I think you're good where you're at.
Okay. I like it shorter than it is right now, which the good thing about it is, I just do it myself. It's not like I just take a clipper and sometimes my wife, you missed something in the back. All right, she'll clean it up. But that's easy to do. Sometimes I go to a barber. But when I had hair or was losing it, I was like, oh man, you were just so worried about so many different things. Now it's literally I don't have to you don't check your hair anymore. It's it's gone. And then someone goes, well, you could shave on shampoo. No, I still shampoo my head and I have hair on the side, but
it's clear. What's
clear?
Your hair.
It's clear. It's gray. It's more gray than
I've
anything.
got hair. It's clear.
Yeah. Or I get on the YouTube a lot you're shiny. Yeah, I don't have any. It's shining off the top of my head. I don't have any hair up there. Was Chris a backwards hat guy? No.
Anti-backwards hat.
I would never start a day backwards hat. I have worn the hat backwards, but never.
I can't pull it off.
Why?
Oh.
There's just a different vibe with backwards hat guy.
Yeah.
What does it feel like?
It feels because you are. It's weird to say because I was just about to say this. Feels like you're doing something.
You're trying to do it?
You're trying to do it.
How good did Griffey look, though?
Yes, Griffey killed it.
He's like, all right, you're allowed. You look great. Nobody has a problem with it.
I think that's you've got to have a feel for it. I don't have a feel for it.
I would say when I wear a hat, which isn't that often, I get to where it's like in different spots on my head, if it makes sense. Like, you have it, I have it down generally. It's like I'm wearing a hat. It's like, maybe it's up a little bit, or it's like I do the high hat. Like sometimes I'll flip it around. Like, it's just hurting this spot a little bit. Maybe it's too tight. I don't know. But I feel like I adjust it. Some people that just own the hat, it's like always in the same spot. For me, I'm versatile. I don't wear a hat that often. Dave wears a hat quite a bit, but he's got a good head of hair too. You and Dave have the good head of hair club. I need the hair club.
Yeah, I would say we have the best hair of the
staff. Ooh. Well, Kayla's got good hair.
Yeah, but Matt.
Your words, not mine. Whitey's good. Alan's got a good head of hair.
Yeah, but compared to if you combine all three.
All three what?
Like if our show was...
Oh, all three shows? So we would have 2 out of 3. The midday has what? Kyle. He's got a good head of hair. It's all over the place. Kayla. Matt. Is Matt bringing them down like me?
Oh, yeah.
I bring you guys down. Afternoon, though, Jay, Alan, and Whitey. Solid. They have a solid 3. But you two are strong. Yeah, wearing backward hat is a different vibe, says Dustin. That's right. Definitely right. Tonight, the Kings are going to be in action. They're taking on the Toronto Raptors. You know that. But the sense I get from a lot of people, and this is a debate Dave and I have had on the show, off air, in different spots, where what is the universal opinion of the Sacramento Kings? The problem I have is there isn't one. I think it has grown. I think there are more people now, I can admit, that would like them to lose than ever before. I don't know if it's as strong. Remember his poll question he had a few weeks ago, like, what's the number? And it was something like 86 would rather them lose the rest of the games. I think that's too high for the majority, but I think the number has definitely grown. I think that's a social media answer for sure.
Absolutely.
But I do go to all the games, obviously work in the games, and the people that are there seemingly are cheering. What the weirdest thing that could happen, they're in this fight for the last spot, or second to last, or third to last. They're in the 4th right now. That the last home game is a week from Friday. And they're playing the Warriors, a team this fan base does not like. And let's say the Kings lose all the games leading up to that, and they've got themselves in a spot where, hey, if they win one more game, it will do damage. And you're at that game on that Friday night, and you have a potential to beat the Warriors, and you do, and the fans are light the beam chants, the Beam Boys are out there. The group in there will be really happy because you beat the Warriors, you got another win, the home finale, and yay, whatever that means to people. I don't want to see people in there going, no, don't make that game winner, or we shouldn't beat the Warriors. Like, that's a weird spot to be in person for. Now, on TV, on social media, you're like, no, don't win this game. What's the merits of winning this game? And, again, it's not about arguing that anymore to me. It's organizationally, what do they want to do? And for the people that want them to lose on purpose but develop the young players, I think that's a little bit of a tricky angle, because generally when you feel like you're developing the young players play well. And if they play well, they probably have a chance to win. And if they have a chance to win, wouldn't you want to see a game-winning shot made by Nick Clifford, because Max and Clifford and Cardwell and Carter and all those guys played so exceptionally well in their home win over the Clippers and stunned them? But some people go, yeah, but was that win worth it? Well, if you're trying to grow those guys, is it worth it? Yeah, but we could get a better pick. Okay. So that's the struggle this organization is dealing with right now, and others as well. And if we look at the standings and the picture, the Kings, this is their layout. They are 19-57. As we enter today, they have the 4th worst record in the league. And the lottery odds, as they are laid out, since they have changed, puts the Kings at, I believe, a 12.5% chance of winning the lottery there in that 4th spot. So it's not where you want to be, per se, but if you get into the top 3, It's only fractions better. So the odds to win the number 1 pick right now, Pacers 14%, Wizards 14%, Nets 14%, and the Kings are at 12.5. The drawback of finishing 4th is you could drop 4 more spots. You know, if 4 teams leapfrog you, or 3 teams leapfrog you, and you move back. That's possible. Unlikely, but possible. So that's kind of what you're playing for. I've heard G-Man mentioned this last radio broadcast, maybe it was Saturday, the Saturday game in Atlanta, that he had an extensive opportunity to talk with Scott Perry on the road. He's on the road trip. And Scott Perry reiterated to him, I think Henry had the same conversation, that Scott Perry feels like there's 7 to 8 difference-making players in this draft. That's really encouraging. And that's how I have felt watching the tournament and even college basketball, like the last 2 weeks going into the tournament. I left feeling, look, there are a lot of good players. So I feel like the Kings are going to get a good player. I don't think you just settle on that, but I think you know that if you do drop to 6, 7, 8, wherever you go, it's not where you want it to be, but they're going to find somebody. Do your research, be good at your draft process, trust in that, and get somebody that's going to help this organization. So I think the big picture is I think the Kings will be okay as long as they, in the end, what do they have to do? Regardless if they're 1st or they're 8th, draft properly, whatever that means to you. And that goes back to the conversation we had about the Toronto game tonight, like the Brandon Ingram career. I would deem that as a draft that was proper. Lakers did a good job with that pick of Brandon Ingram. He was helpful for them. They turned him into Anthony Davis, so on and so forth. So you want to get something that you deem is an asset to your organization, someone that is going to help the organization a lot. In the past, when the Kings have drafted that high, let's go back to like DeMarcus and Tyreek Evans. At the time of where they were as a bottom team like they are now, they were asked to save the franchise. I don't think it's going to be I think fans are feeling that way, but I don't think it's as dire because of, let's just say, pick a player that they get, Boozer. He will be asked to be a very important piece to this organization, but it's not like the cupboard is empty. And I'm not talking about young players. I'm talking about the veterans that they still have. If you were able to move 2 of the 3, and I'm referring to DeRozan, Sabonis, and Levine, let's say you moved 2 of them, and you got Boozer, and you're coming back, and I'll pick DeRozan and Sabonis. So now you're featuring Boozer, Keegan, Levine. I don't know if you're keeping Westbrook. You probably still have Monk. Your young guys, your second-round picks, like Hunter, you're building now. This is like the next phase of the build. It's not the final piece, and that's what you're doing going forward. Now, remember, if you've moved DeRozan and Sabonis, especially Sabonis, you probably got something of significance back that's going to be incorporated into your group. So I don't think if it's Boozer, DeBonsa, Acuff, Aments, wherever you're picking, they're going to be going, you have to turn this franchise around. You want them to, but I don't think they're in that spot of desperation, like, hey, you're a featured guy, save us, please. So that's where the Kings are, in my opinion. At 19-57, this is what they've got left. At the Raptors tonight. Home for the Pelicans, home for the Clippers, at the Warriors, home for the Warriors, and at the Blazers. Based on the injuries, based on the personnel, based on the way they're playing, I don't know how many wins they have left. I would say this as someone that is probably more in the, I don't like the idea of them losing. I don't know how many more wins they have, but if I could make a request, I would not like them to get to 22 wins. The reason I say that would be 3-3 finish. They could finish ahead of the Utah Jazz, who have 21 wins right now, and they have not looked like they're interested in winning. So I'm comfortable with them where they are. I told this to Dave probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. Get comfortable with them finishing 4th. That's where I thought they'd finish. That's where they are now. It could change. This is when they were dead last. I thought they'd win some games, and they've won some games. Now, Brooklyn, this is a team to watch. They have 18 wins, so 1 less than the Kings. 58 losses, 1 more than the Kings. This is what they have remaining. Hawks, Wizards, so someone's winning that game. Bucks at home. Pacers at home. Then they finish at the Bucks and at the Raptors. Their schedule is not that difficult. The Bucks haven't been that interested in winning. They play them twice, and then they play the two teams below them right now. So the Nets are a team to watch. If the Kings don't win another game, there's a chance that the Nets could pass the Kings in the win total. The Wizards are 17-58. So the same amount of losses as the Nets, but they've got another game here in hand with 17 wins. They go home for 76ers, at the Heat. There's the Nets game we talked about. The Bulls twice. Heat at the Cavaliers. Kind of a tricky schedule. Maybe the Bulls game, certainly the Nets game's the one to watch. And then the last team, the Indiana Pacers, 17 wins, 58 losses. And we'll reiterate, the reason for them to finish last is to increase their odds at the number 1 pick for one, or the number 2, or the number 3, or the number 4, because if the Pacers get 5, that pick goes to the Clippers. Pacers finish with at the Bulls, at the Hornets, at the Cavs, home for the Timberwolves, at the Nets, home for the Sixers, home for the Pistons. I think the Nets game is the one to watch for them. So, again, Brooklyn, Washington, and Indiana all play each other. Someone's getting some wins. Will the Kings get to 20? Will they get any more wins? Doug Christie and the players that are out there will try to win. Will they make it more difficult? Like last game when they had Monk and DeRozan out with all the guys that are out tonight, that made it really difficult.
I would also add to you said get comfortable with the idea of being fourth. I will say get comfortable with the idea that the Kings are going to drop in the draft. Because I was just doing a little research, looking over the 5 last draft lotteries. The last 5 years, the number 4 pick has only gone up twice.
Oh, 2 out of 5, okay.
Has not stayed at 4. They have dropped 3 times.
2.
So
they just dropped.
The last 2 years, they've gotten the 7th pick, which is the worst that they can get.
Wow.
The last year is the absolute worst thing that could happen for all of these teams trying to tank. So last year, it was the Jazz, the Wizards, the Hornets, and the Pelicans who had the worst 4 records. Yeah. Jazz had the 5th, the worst that they could pick. Wizards had the 6th, the worst that they could pick. Hornets only dropped down 1 to 4th, and the Pelicans got the 7th, which is the worst that they could pick.
So 3 of the 4 dropped out. 3 went in. They kept the Pelicans in, right? No, they kept the Hornets.
Hornets stayed at 4th.
And that's where Cooper Flagg jumped in with Dallas, and the Spurs jumped in. Yeah.
So the 4th pick has only gone up twice. The 3rd pick has only gone down twice. The 2nd pick has gotten the number 1 pick once. And like we said before, the number 1 pick has never gotten the worst team has never got the number 1 pick.
Yeah. And that's it. And it's not only that I've been arguing, it's also how many drafts have we said the best pick is not always the first player. And I don't know how many times I need to say it. I think the way the draft goes is you're trying your best to project what these guys will be, but a lot of times it's the best player right now. Like there was no doubt that Cooper Flagg was the best player in college basketball last year. There was none. None. And everybody would have taken him number 1. I think he'll continue to be great. He's been great. Con Knippel, who did go 4, I was like, I don't know. I think he's fine. He's had a great year. Sometimes the fit, sometimes the placement, the environment. You just don't know how this will all work. So it is inexact. You never know how it'll go. But with that being said, Chris, it's that time. We got to do our lottery simulation. So today, who would you like to pick for?
I'm going to pick the Indiana Pacers.
You're going to pick for the Pacers. You know what? I'm going to pick for the Utah Jazz. So we're avoiding the Kings today. We're going to pretend that Dave's picking for the Kings. So Dave's picking for the Kings. I'm picking for the Jazz. You're picking for the Pacers. You ready? Let's simulate that lottery. Oh, boy. With the 5th pick in the 2026 NBA mock draft, dropping several spots, the Washington Wizards select Kingston Flemings. With the 4th pick, not dropping at all, your Sacramento Kings select Caleb Wilson.
We'll take it.
With the 3rd pick, dropping a spot or 2 spots, the Pacers get Cameron Boozer with the second pick, moving up 5 spots. It was New Orleans, but it goes to Atlanta. They get A.J. DeBonsa. And for the second year in a row, moving up 6 spots, the Dallas Mavericks get Darren Peterson. That stinks. The Wizards go to 5. The Nets go to 6. The Jazz go to 7. I think if you're drawing up the worst thing that could happen, I'll probably try to do this one day. I think it would have to be probably like the Warriors winning it, getting number 1. I'm thinking Western Conference. Dallas getting back up there again at number 2. Kings obviously dropping. Maybe even Portland or Memphis jumping up there. Yeah, that's rough. Clippers getting the Pacers pick at 5 would be rough, and the Kings below them.
Here's the thing. The NBA, like if you look at these, since I've been going over these drafts, the NBA they wanted to disincentivize tanking.
Right.
Which, if you look at who's getting these picks and stuff like that, it really has. But at the same time, teams don't want to stop doing it.
Yeah, it hasn't been enough. It hasn't been enough of a deterrent. And I think adding the play-in was should have been a huge help. And I recite the year the Kings did trade Halliburton for Sabonis. And the Pacers, both sides, both teams were out of the playoff picture at the time, of the top 10. I think they're both around 11 or 12. And you're like, man, these two teams are making aggressive trades to see if that could push them into, as opposed to going the other way. And neither team made the playoffs that year. Kings then made the playoffs the next year. Pacers still didn't. So remember at the beginning of the trade when people were like, a lot of people crushed the Kings for it. But then it's like, well, the Kings were the first one to make the playoffs. But then the Pacers, obviously, last year make it all the way to the finals. But yeah, you're right, Chris. I think the whole goal of the projected changes that the NBA has is to try to eliminate the tanking, to have the games more competitive late in the year. And I don't know how many times we need to discuss this. I think the number one thing, the foolproof way, well, it's not foolproof, but they'll never agree to it. I mean, relegation would be just amazing. Now, they're not going to do that. I don't even know that that's the right idea, but if that's the goal you want to eliminate, that's one way to do it. I still think the one I'm stuck with, and why would it be any different if the lottery odds were the exact same? 1 through 14. If it's the exact same odds, what is 1 out of 14? Someone can figure out the math better than I can. Like 8%?
Yeah.
Some 7-ish%? So the 14 teams that don't make it all have the same percentage. To me, I think that's the way. So the other night, Sunday, was the game the league hates. Kings, Nets. Kings had 115 points per game out. The Nets had all these guys out. They both know they're not making. They've both been eliminated. Everybody's been eliminated already. We have the 10 teams. So this Nets Pacers game that's coming up, this Nets Wizards game that's coming up, this Kings Nets game the other day, Kings Pelicans coming up. The Kings could win out. Oh, so they won 25. It doesn't do any damage. They win 30 games and miss the playoffs. It's the same as winning 7. I think that would. I mean, what's the pushback on that?
Man, would there be teams though that would be like in the play-in?
Yes.
That would then tank to get out of the play-in?
Not necessarily tank, but remember play-in, you have to advance. I don't think they'd tank the play-in game. And let's go to last year. The Kings were a play-in team, played Dallas, got embarrassed at home. Dallas lost the next game, got in the lottery, and won the lottery. I don't know what their odds were, probably less than that 8%, and they won it. The Spurs were, the 10th going in? And they won it a few years ago. So if everybody has the exact same odds, what would be the difference there? I think your games that matter Let's see. We got a text here. If all 14 teams had the same odds to get the first pick, the 6 through 10 teams wouldn't want to make the playoffs. I mean, maybe, but there's more incentive to try to make the playoffs, I think.
Plus, you'd have more leeway. Like the sixth team out isn't really worried about not making the.
I mean, again, I'm going to go to right now, present day, Chris. If we go league standings, Pacers, Wizards, Nets, Kings. These are the teams we talked about. Jazz are close. Kind of the next tier is Dallas, New Orleans, Memphis, Chicago, Milwaukee. That's it. That's the rest of the group. Those 10.
I guess the idea
they're
would
not
be
making it.
What if for some reason, so the Warriors have some injuries going down the stretch. They're the 10th spot. How awful would it look if the Warriors just decided, you know what?
They're kind of doing that now. Like Steph hasn't played there.
But if they were to go into the play-in and just like, we're actually not even going to play anybody. We're going to just put all the young guys. We're going to bring some guys up from the G League and just field the team, and we don't really care about.
I mean,
like if you get to the point where the play-in games aren't being competitive,
right?
I could see that as a problem.
I could too, but I also think we're overreacting to this specific year. Everybody has said next year's not as good. Are we going to have the same kind of? Well, I think they're going to redirect the lottery situation, but I mean, the Warriors could do that and could pick first. They could attempt they could win the first play-in game and get all this attention as a 9-10 game and go on to the next game like Dallas did last year and lose that one and have terrible lottery odds and win the lottery the way it's constructed now. So why are we, if the goal is to make the games, all 82, mean more and more competitive, I think that's the way you have to do it. But, the league will sort it out. They'll get this done. And they'll find the true merits of the best, at least what they think is the best system. But it's flawed. The Bucks would have the same odds as the Pacers, and they're separated by 13 games. The Clippers would have the same odds as the Kings, and they're separated by 20 games. Yep, they would if the Clippers don't make the playoffs. It's a mess, but that's the situation we are in currently, and we have to deal with it. All right, still to come. Coming up at 9 o'clock, we're going to go back to Toronto and check in with Katie Christensen as we do each and every Wednesday. Still to come on the show, we will have a 3 in the key for tonight's game. Also, we'll go streaking. We still have Matt and Kayla to join us at the end of the show. A lot more to get to. But when we come back, we got some NFL news and notes as the 49ers aren't too thrilled to be opening up on the road and where they're opening up. We'll discuss that and more straight ahead.
Download the Sactown Sports app.
Sacramento sports in your pocket. This is Sactown Sports 1140.
Injured and you're considering an LA law firm looking to charge you 45% to 50% in attorney's fees? That's overcharging. Ashton & Price has been around for over 25 years, and I can tell you no matter how complicated your injury case, you should never be charged 45% or 50% in attorney's fees ever. Direct, experienced, unrelenting, and honest local representation matters. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries. So for the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
If your business depends on reliable vehicles, it's time to upgrade your fleet at myelkgrovechevrolet.com. We specialize in fleet pricing, bulk discounts, and fast approvals, so your team stays on the road and on the job. From work trucks and vans to fuel-efficient sedans and SUVs, we have the inventory, service, and financing to keep your business moving. Call or visit myelkgrovechevrolet.com today and ask about exclusive fleet savings. myelkgrovechevrolet.com. Driving business forward.
If you don't care about saving 50% off your wireless bill for the same 5G coverage the big guys are charging a fortune for, maybe you care about keeping jobs in America. Pure Talk does. They've pledged to run their entire operation from this country, including all their customer service. Or maybe you care about our nation's veterans. Pure Talk does. They've donated hundreds of thousands of dollars to America's Warrior Partnership, a fantastic organization working hard to prevent veteran suicide. Or maybe you care about closing America's skills gap. Pure Talk does. They're a proud supporter of MicroWorks. They're helping my foundation train the next generation of skilled workers. Don't get me wrong. Saving money's great, and you'll save plenty with Pure Talk. But if you want to be in business with people who share your values, Dial pound 250, say micro, and switch to an American wireless company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
To infinity and the ballpark. Join the Sacramento Rivercats for Toy Story Night on Saturday, April 11th, and then bring your best furry friend to bark in the park on Sunday, April 12th at Sutter Health Park. Get your tickets at rivercats.com.
The Travel Guys, new on KHTK 1140 every Saturday at 11 a.m.
We'll make you a smarter traveler. Tips you can use on the road and at the airport, plus reports from top consumer advocates.
The Travel Guys, 11 a.m. on Sactown Sports 1140.
Spring is here, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings, plus get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
On Sactown Sports.
A lot of response on our YouTube chat and our text line. Rick says the worst record has to be reduced ticket prices 50%, second worst 45%, and so on. Ooh. Powerful, right? Impact, hit the pocketbooks, always works, follow the money.
I'm telling you, fans would love me as an owner, and the owners would hate me as an owner.
Because?
For a seat at the game, no more than $100.
Okay.
Cheapest ticket, $10.
$10 get you in. You want to spend a little more, we'll get you down low, but you got to pay for it, but not crazy. What are you charging for food and beer and stuff?
Just regular food. We don't have to get fancy. I'm going with the Phoenix Suns menu.
Are they like $2 dogs or
Yeah,
something? Or,
stuff like that.
So you could get out of there. You could have a meal and like 10-ish bucks,
Yeah.
which is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Text line. Let's see. We got a lot of stuff here. This is from Brandon the Bear. J. Ross, I'm a Clipper at home too. Keep it tight, brother, but let the beard come in. Well, the beard's in. I don't know. I shave this every once in a while. It's getting to the point where it's a little itchy, a little scratchy. I'll clean that up here. Thank you, Brandon. 916. Jason, now it's faded. There we go. Jason, I would literally buy season tickets if the Kings get AJ. I'm in the tank crowd. I don't want to see DeRozan or Monk score 30 and drop Kings lottery odds. Okay. You're not alone. You're not alone.
But, I mean,
like the kind of
we've just kind of talked about how that really doesn't matter.
And so it's weird. I'm in the in between crowd because I would prefer the Kings to win. Not like I said, I don't want them to go more wins than the Jazz because my last win I want the Kings to get is the lottery. I want them to win the lottery. If they don't, I'm not crushed. I'm not saying they can't. This is a failure. They can't find a good player at 6. No, that's not true.
But then here's like the thing that will make you, if you are talking about doing all of that stuff and then the Jazz get the number 1 pick.
Yes. Yeah. It's not an end-all, be-all. If the Kings are picking 4th and the Jazz get number 1. Okay. Now, I do also understand this, and I'm not a doom and gloomer where it's like, because there are people like, yeah, if we get the number 1 pick, we'll pick the wrong player. They could. Yes, factually. I think when you pick first, there is an immense amount of pressure. I'm okay with that. This whole sports is pressure. So the pressure, though, to pick correctly, you have the first pick of the lot of what is supposed to be a great draft. I think what's tricky about this draft, and if I had my instincts tell me this, Chris, like last year, I think everybody is taking Cooper Flagg number 1. Doesn't mean in the end he'll be the best player. It looks like he will be, but doesn't mean he will be. I don't know if there's going to be consensus on the number 1 this year. So if you had Wemby, it's easier. You go, yeah, everybody would take him. And then hopefully he lives up to it, and so far he has. LeBron James, easy. Whereas other years where you go, okay, there's a lot of good players in this draft. I think this draft has a really high likelihood that the best player is not number one. Not because they're not good. It's because the separation in the talent is really razor thin. There's different strengths. I mean, look at the critique of someone like Boozer is he's not flashy. Okay. I mean, I'm in that camp. I've done that. I've said that. If that's a punishment, are you going to miss out on a really good player that's great for you? Because, well, there's other guys that jump higher, that take guys off the dribble a little better. Yeah, maybe. Acuff is flashier. Are you going to take him one? DeBonsa, long arms, good athlete. Caleb Wilson's a great athlete. Peterson was the projected surefire number one at one point. Maybe he's not anymore. I mean, whoever gets number one is going to get the spotlight on them. And obviously, if you pick 2 or 3, 2 other teams have made a decision for you. Now, maybe your player goes off the board, you're number one. But wouldn't it be nice, like the Danny Ainge year, where he got to 3, moved down from 1 to 3, still got Tatum, and got more out of it? That was genius. Could you do something like that? I mean, that's the charm of getting number one. But there's a lot of extra pressure on getting number one. All right, some football notes we want to get to here because we were talking about this. The 49ers are going to open up their season. And there was a pretty funny back and forth here as they're going to open up in Australia. Kyle Shanahan, in his deadpan voice, was, oh, yeah, fired up about it. It's where I wanted to go. I want to go halfway across the country, across the world, and open up our season. Here's what he had to say about kind of the Rams' role in this potentially.
I'm pretty sure the Rams lobbied for that game.
I know for a fact they did.
Yeah.
Because it's so bothersome.
Yeah.
So hopefully the league will do right and let us play the Rams in Mexico, since we got to go out of the country twice, and they requested us. I'm requesting them in Mexico. Oh, not that gives us an advantage. It's just fair to make them go out of the country.
That would be great to have the two games between the Rams and the 49ers. Neither played on
I mean,
US
I knew he might go this way when he brought it up. I knew it. I knew it.
So he's waiting for the right moment. Sorry.
So I have brought this up a little bit. So you think the Rams have lobbied because they're sick of seeing the 49ers dominate the crowd at SoFi? And I get that. Yeah. Like, that would suck to have to do silent cadence and have our home game at their stadium. So I get their ambitions, but they were rewarded that. So I'm just hoping we can get our request too. I'd love them to come to Mexico.
Yeah, that other voice you heard in there was a Packers coach, Coach LaFleur. I don't love it. I don't love it for the league. I've said that before about the international games. Again, back to, do I understand it? Of course I do. And it's, this is one where, hey, it's not catered to you, just you and your schedule and all that. Those 6 a.m. games, I forget about almost every time there's a London game, game in Germany, whatever it is. You're like, it's 8:30 Sunday. Oh man, Pittsburgh and the Vikings, they're in the third quarter. Wow, I forgot about this game. So I guess the East Coast gets a taste of 10 a.m. football. That's nice for them, but I don't love the concept, the idea, and for the 49ers to get a couple international games. The Jaguars have kind of owned that before, whether they're playing in Mexico City for the Niners or in Australia. That's a brutal way to begin the schedule, but it is their lot. It's what they've got. And yeah, Kyle Shanahan doesn't love it, but there's going to be 2 teams doing that, and we'll see how it goes. But I don't love that for them. We mentioned yesterday briefly, Hard Knocks. This is kind of like the kickoff to the NFL season. It's going to feature the defending Super Bowl champion Seattle Seahawks. And I thought this note was interesting if we kind of bounce around the league, that Browns owner at kind of the NFL league meetings, Jimmy Haslam mentioned Deshaun Watson again. He said, yeah, he's got a great chance, a quote, great chance to be QB1. And man, Deshaun Watson, talk about another what if, and maybe the Niners did the right thing. I remember when I was campaigning, I'm like, the Niners, if you're looking at drafting a quarterback, move that pick, get Deshaun Watson, a known commodity. He will be great for your organization, still in that sweet spot of his career. And the way it's gone, probably a great thing that the 49ers didn't do that between injuries and his own issues. But I would root for the comeback. I always do that. I don't need to keep these guys down, but man, he has had quite a career because the way he came into the league, the way he had his college career, Deshaun Watson was looking like he was going to be one of those real great quarterbacks for a decade or so, and it hasn't happened. Hasn't happened at all, and we'll see where that goes if he truly does get that chance, if it's Shedeur Sanders, whatever else the Browns may look to do. But they just have not been able to find a QB that they can settle on, and that organization has had that probably more than just about any organization out there. So they've lived it. They know it, but we'll see what they do going forward. All right, still, you can reach us at 916-339-1140 is our text line. YouTube, hit us up there. Hit the thumbs up button while you're there. We appreciate that. We will continue. We got more to go. Coming up at 9, Katie Christensen will join us. Kings television analyst will join us at 9 o'clock from Toronto. But up next, we ask the question, who's hot? Who's not? We got a 3 in the key for Kings and Raptors, and we go streaking. That's all coming up on Sactown Sports.
This afternoon, Kings and Raptors. Game night with Scott Marsh and the high flyer Henry Turner starts at 3:30 with tip-off at 5.
Listen to your Sacramento Kings
On the official home of Kings basketball, Sactown Sports 1140.
Meet Morgan Jones. Morgan is about to step into a world unknown to most, thanks to Progressive's Renters Insurance, a place of fresh linens and turn-down service. You see, Morgan temporarily vacated her apartment and has gone to a hotel because a pipe burst in her apartment. A pipe that made her sense of reality and apartment ceiling all come crashing down. Luckily, Morgan checked into Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Your Toyota's been through a lot with you. Traffic, rain, potholes, you name it. But it keeps showing up, mile after mile. So maybe it's time to give a little back. For a limited time at your local Toyota dealer, get 3 new tires and get the 4th for $1. Because a ride that's always there for you deserves to be taken care of. 3 tires, get the 4th for $1? Go on, treat your Toyota. Deal ends April 30th. Keep your Toyota a Toyota. Restrictions apply. Toyota and Scion vehicles only. See participating Toyota dealers for details.
Russell Peters, Relax World Tour.
I go, my parents are from India. She goes, oh, India. See, I knew India. Indian people, you have a big eyes and long eyelash like a cow. Wow, 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 wow.
Saturday, April 18th, 8 p.m., the venue at Thunder Valley.
Wow, 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 wow. I didn't know what to do. I just tipped her and thank you, bye-bye, and I left.
For tickets, visit ThunderValleyResort.com. Russell Peters, Relax World Tour.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
What's hot?
Yeah, hot. Real hot.
And what's not?
It's not good.
Brought to you by American Energy Heating and Air, Sacramento's complete heating and cooling company, and second opinion partner.
Hey, Chris.
Yo.
Who's hot?
Luka Doncic.
Oh, you know else who's hot? Anyway, Luka's hot?
Yeah. Last night, the Lakers-Cavs game, he scored 42 points. Had 12 assists, 10 of 10 for the free throw line. Oh, wow, he went to the free throw line. He never gets those calls.
Are you being sarcastic?
I believe he leads the league in free throws, but the referees never call fouls against him. But also why he's hot, in the month of March, he scored 600 points.
Is he your MVP?
No.
Wait, I thought he was going to win a bunch of MVPs.
He was guaranteed multiple MVPs, guaranteed multiple championships. Just watch.
I've been watching.
Watch and learn, he says.
Wow. All right, I played this game with you earlier. We're back on Luka. More points in their career, Luka Doncic or Monte Ellis?
Luka.
Correct. Luka Doncic or Mike Bibby?
Luka.
Correct. Luka Doncic or Sharif Abdul-Rahim?
Luka.
Sharif, but
wow.
For 17 points. Luka soon is...
So for one more day.
Yeah, Luka is at 166. Let's see, what did he score yesterday? 40?
42.
42. His next game, he's going to pass Mike Mitchell and Sharif Abdul-Rahim. Shortly thereafter, he'll pass Al Horford. In the next game after that, Al Horford and Dick Van Arsdale. How many games do they have left? Let me see if they have 6. Let me check the Lakers. Lakers have...
Dave loves L.A. Dave loves it.
They have 6. What are we going to give them? 30 a game?
Sure.
For 180. So Luka's going to get Mike Mitchell, Sharif Abdul-Rahim, Al Horford, Dick Van Arsdale. Well, Julius Randle is active, but he might catch him. Byron Scott. Andrew Wiggins is active, could get him. And Donovan Mitchell, he won't catch him. He's going to be like 157th already all time. Yikes. Well, Luka's hot. That's fun. We love that. Who's not?
Anthony Davis.
Who's that?
Wizard?
You're a wizard, AD.
Well, I say Anthony Davis because I talked about how many points Luka Doncic got in the month of March. Was it 600? Anthony Davis, in his entire career with the Dallas Mavericks, scored 587 points.
That's it?
Yeah.
Remember that time Anthony Davis was a member of the Mavericks? Man, how'd that trade work out?
I got Cooper Flagg.
That's true. The league, conspiracy. I mean, again, I don't get that one, but whatever. Okay, well, that's who's hot, and that's who's not. But now it's time to make some predictions for tonight. The Kings are in Toronto against the Raptors. What do you say we do a 3 in the key? I'm not doing the song. But I do like dinosaurs.
So should we start it over and see what Dave's would be, what Dave's song would be?
Yeah.
With the Raptors.
Okay.
All right, take 2.
All right, take 2. Tonight we got to do a 3 in the key. It's the Kings and the Raptors from Toronto. Let's 3 in key it.
Dinosaurs! I'm Dave and I love dinosaurs. Raptors are cool, but my favorite is Stegosaurus.
I think it works.
I think it did. Well done. Now we just got to do one for the other teams when Dave's gone. Friday, it's Pelicans. Come up one. We'll come up one.
Oh, that get it did.
I like when you do your Louisiana lawyer.
Your Honor.
All right, tonight I have sent these very same questions into Dave. We have yet to hear from him, so we will find out soon. Chris, we are looking for the Kings' high score tonight. So our first prediction, I'm going to say it's going to be Malik Monk. The Monk Man's going to score 22.
Maxime Reynaud, 20.
20 for Reynaud. All right, the last King to score a point tonight, it is going to be Doug McDermott. For you?
Devin Carter.
Mr. Carter.
Mr. Carter.
And then we're looking for a random stat today, something different, something unusual, something you are predicting to happen in this game. I am going to say the Raptors are going to come back from double digits. They're going to be down double digits to win this game.
I'm going to say Doug Christie gets both of his challenges right.
DC. Wins both challenges. That would be good. Let's extend this game as long as we can. Doug challenged the call the other day in the Nets game. I want to say there was like 4 minutes left. They're down like 18. I'm like, come on. Come on, Doug. Let's go. Let's move this one on. All right, so we got that in. Oh, I just received a text. Let's see if it's from Dave. No, it is not. All right.
So is he okay? He's not in the chat.
No.
Haven't heard anything from him.
I'm not sure he's okay. Did he get his shower in before the flight?
Maybe that's what screwed everything up.
Lie-down seat? What did he forget? Maybe he forgot. What if he forgot his phone?
Impossible.
That would be impossible. What did he say his time on his phone was per day the other day? 9 hours, something? That's scary. I know yours is a lot, but not as much as Dave's.
Mine's up there.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm going to look at mine. I never see mine. I don't look at my weekly report that much, but I bet mine's like an hour and a half. Dave's at like almost 10 hours a day on the phone.
Well, you got to remember, I also have to text and email a lot from my phone with my job. With my job.
You know what that reminds me of?
It's boring, but it's my life.
My job. And we have confirmed Katie at the top of the hour, so there we go. All right, Chris. Well, we've got one other bit of business to take care of here. We were all at 0, so not much of a streak, but it is time to go streaking.
It's time to go streaking.
We're going streaking!
Who is the Nostradamus of MLB? Who can keep the streak going? It's time to go streaking.
What the hell are you doing?
Streaking.
We're streaking.
Or in this case, we're not. Chris at 0, me 0, Dave 0. But yesterday was a new day. That means we can pick from anybody in the pool. And Dave selected Luis Arias. I did an LOL, a laugh out loud, on the couch last night. Was watching the Yankees and Mariners, was watching the Giants and Padres, flipped back over to the Giants and Padres. They were in the 9th inning. Luis Arias was coming to the plate, and the words out of the great Dwayne Kuiper, the only person in the lineup without a hit today is Luis Arias. And I'm like, oh, that is hilarious, because at the time the Giants had 8 runs and a bunch of hits, and Arias was up, and Arias put one into left field for a hit. So Dave got the hit. Luis Arias in that starting lineup did join the crew. Adames, I think, had 4 hits. So congrats, Dave. You're at 1 with Luis Arias going 1 for 4 with an RBI. For me, I took Juan Soto of the New York Metropolitans. They played yesterday on the road against the Cardinals and only got 3 hits. Ugh. I was already at 0. Soto and the Mets only got 3 hits. Soto got up 4 times. Soto got 2 of those hits. I'm still alive at 1. But our eyes are on McGonagall. Chris took the rookie, the phenom from the Detroit Tigers, Kevin McGonagall. He got up 4 times. Do we have a reaction, Chris?
You gotta do this one for me, Billy. McGonagall.
McGonagall did it for Billy. 1 for 4 with an RBI. Well done. Problem for you is you have to pick someone new today. So you can't pick McGonagall. I can't pick Soto. Dave can't pick Luis Arias. Dave will submit his a little bit later. I said it earlier in the show. 2-time guest of the show. 2-time friend of the show. If you're on the show, you're getting picked. We had him earlier on the show. Brent Rooker from the A's. They're taking on Chris Sale and the Braves. This is a tough matchup for him. But I'm taking Brent Rooker to get a hit today. Chris?
I'm going to take, for the Texas Rangers, Jake.
Dogo.
I like it. Okay. Good luck to you and to Mr. Berger. What's your matchup today?
Orioles.
And the Orioles?
Would love to pick Jake Holiday, but...
Jackson
Holiday.
Jackson?
No, Jake is filling in for him.
Oh, okay. You're going against Rogers, who did not allow a hit or a run in the last game. So we'll see.
He doesn't need to get a run.
Yeah, just needs to get a hit. Just needs to find a way. to get one of those elusive hits. So that's streaking for today. A's and Braves, by the way, they're going to have the first pitch here in about 15 minutes. So we'll be able to monitor that one as well. All right, so today, coming up tonight, it'll be the Kings and the Toronto Raptors. In our last hour, we're going to talk more about that. We're going to have crosstalk with Matt and Kayla. We still have What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing. But when we return in our final hour of the show, we are going to go live to Toronto, see what the city of Toronto has been like for Katie Christensen. They've been there for a couple of days. They're ready for basketball, and I know it. This is the time. You know what today would have been, Chris? When I used to fill in and do a lot more games for the G-Man when he did racing, this would have been the game I would have gotten. Like, I would have been so excited to arrive in Toronto. Like, what's up, everybody? And like, we want to go home. Like, everybody is ready to come home. This is the last long road trip of the year. I would have arrived at this game and been like, what are we all doing? Let's go. We're out of the road. Woo! Yeah, I'm done with this trip. But they've got one more to go. It's in Toronto against the Raptors tonight. We'll have it for you here, and we'll check in with Katie. We'll do that next.
On the move? Got somewhere to be?
Take Sacramento Kings basketball with you. The Sactown Sports app will let you stay connected to your passion. Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with the Sactown Sports app.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
On top of home and auto, Progressive protects your boat, RV, and motorcycle so you can explore the unknown.
Actually, we just take the RV to the same campground every year.
Well, maybe you can catch your own dinner on your boat.
Oh, we can actually get pizza delivered there from this brick oven place we love.
Will you at least try a new topping?
Honestly, probably not. We kind of have a go-to order.
Fine. Just bundle home or auto insurance with your outdoor vehicles with Progressive and stay protected when you go, I guess, where you've gone before. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
If you owe back taxes, listen carefully to rule number 1. Never go up against the IRS alone. They're cracking down, freezing bank accounts, garnishing paychecks, canceling passports. Even your home or business could be at risk. But here's what they don't tell you. The IRS has powerful tax relief programs that could save you thousands if you qualify. That's why smart people call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. Nobody knows these programs like the experts at Optima. Their team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $2 billion in tax debt for people just like you. The IRS is not stopping, so don't wait, and don't take them on alone. For tax help you need, for tax help you can trust, call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
When a person is seriously injured, there's no substitute for the personal legal relationship offered by the local NorCal firm of Ashton & Price. From the first attorney meeting, every important decision is made with a direct consultation with, and I can't believe I have to say this, a real, live, experienced, flesh and blood local attorney. It's called Home Court Advantage for a reason. Ashton & Price, serious local attorneys for serious people with serious injuries with no fee until we win. For the best local advice, don't think twice. Call Ashton & Price.
Spring is here, and there's really nothing better than hitting the open road in a new Honda. Whether you're shopping new or pre-owned, Stockton Honda has the selection and savings, plus get top dollar for your trade. And while life's roads are often filled with bumps, buying from Stockton Honda couldn't be smoother. Wherever the road you travel might lead, Stockton Honda is happy to get you there. Come in today or go to StocktonHonda.com.
Anytime, anywhere, it's all here. StocktonHonda.com.
KHTK HD1 Sacramento, KYMX HD3 Sacramento.
From the Power Business Technology Toshiba Studios.
Sactown Sports 1140.
The Carmichael Dave Show.
He's on the microphone when he's not on the microphone. He's playing a song, and when he's not playing a song, he's on the microphone, and then boom.
With Jason Ross.
No, he didn't. Yes, he did.
Call or text at 916-339-1140.
It's the Carmichael Dave Show with Jason Ross on Sactown Sports.
Yep. All right, final hour of today's show. Kings basketball coming up. We only have a few of them left. Who's counting? I bet Katie is. I think we're all counting. It's been a tough season, no denying that. But you can always get something out of each and every game, and the Kings are in Toronto to take on the Raptors today. Let's go to Toronto and check in with Kings television analyst Katie Christensen. Katie, good morning or good afternoon for you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Jason?
I'm doing well. I was no Dave today. He's I think it's a work load management day for Dave.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He'll be back.
There you have it.
Yeah, there you go. How has Toronto been for you? That's a city I've not been to. You guys have been there for a couple days. How's the time in Toronto been?
Yeah, it's day number 3. We've had kind of all of the weather. It was really beautiful when we got here. Well, it was warm. We got here at 2:30 in the morning after the Brooklyn game. But the next day off was lovely. And yesterday we had rain, and today it's cold. And so, yeah, it's like all of the personalities we're getting from Toronto right now. Yeah.
And then I know tonight's a later game there, 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock here. You guys got to go through custom. It's going to be a late one for you guys, isn't it?
Yeah, I think our itinerary actually says that we're going to land about 2:20 in the morning tomorrow, which isn't terrible. But they're usually, you got to give an hour kind of grace period for that.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's our last long one, and I'm certainly ready to come home. Yeah.
That's what I told Chris. I said, I used to get a chance to fill in on a few more games back when G-Man used to do racing. I said, this would be the exact kind of game I'd get called in to do, because I'd get there, I'd be so excited, and everybody else on the trip was like, no, we're ready to go home. And I'm like, wait, I just got here. Like, let's go. And is this kind of one of those trips where you're like, yeah, I'm ready to be home?
No, I think I was ready to be home before we got on the airplane to leave. We've had just, I think, January, February, and March. And honestly, I can't remember 2025 at this point. But I know we've had a long road trip at the end of each of those months. So, by the time you're at this point in the season, I think the road trips just, I slept pretty much the whole first day. And for whatever reason, the pollen in Atlanta really knocked me out, and Brooklyn was bad, and the first day in Toronto was bad. I'm just trying to recover and sleep, because at this point everybody is sleep deprived. So it's just a general feeling that, I think everybody's ready to be home.
Yeah, and it's it's a weird thing. You still have to get to the finish line, and we're not quite there yet. We can all see it. It's the 6 games to go. Is this what kind of challenge is it for the players and coaches? Because look, they're still trying to get positive things out of the back end of this, but when you could see the finish line, and there's probably going to be a different formation of the team next year, it's just this has got to be a challenge. Just that mental hurdle of not even who you're playing tonight or the next game, but just kind of just getting through this. What kind of challenge is that?
Yeah, I mean, I think for everybody, it's probably a little bit different. But without a doubt, when your season is already decided, when you're not playing for play-in or playoff position, yes, I think it provides different mental hurdles, right? Because you've already kind of been managing mental hurdles for a while, all of the injuries, all of the things, the losing, all that stuff. There's the mental load, the mental impact of it. And then of course your own individual performance and pressures. And so a lot of the guys playing right now, this is like prime opportunity for them. So, I think it's just a little bit different for everybody involved, and then that's the coaches, that's, the travel, everyone that's involved in the travel, like the strength and conditioning, the athletic performance people, even, Miguel and Tyler, who are, managing all of the equipment and all that stuff. Like for Miguel, for example, like we were in 4 cities in 4 days, and there was a film crew that met us in Brooklyn and filmed the whole process of what Miguel, in terms of being in charge of the equipment and how you manage that. And like, obviously no laundry was done before we left Atlanta to go to Brooklyn. And then it was an early game in Brooklyn. So it was a 6:00 game in Brooklyn after a 7:30 game in Atlanta. And so, everybody has like a different experience and a different mental and physical toll that it takes on you. So, yeah, it's actually really interesting, Jason. You're around the team, but for those, like, everything that goes into like making it onto the floor every night, there's so much that goes into it.
Yeah, and right now the challenge just of having so many players out. I think the Nets game, G-Man said a stat on the radio, Katie, and you guys probably had it on TV as well, but I'm going to have the number slightly off, but I want to say with all the players that were out, it was something like 114 points per game. Now, some of that was what Hunter averaged on Cleveland, and so on and so forth, but you're just going, my goodness. Now, you go out and play, you try to compete. They certainly could have played better than they did, but that's kind of where the back end of the season has been, and just not having so many of their best players, but what it's given is, Precious and Reynaud and Carter and Neek and all these guys opportunities. It's probably not the way the beginning of the season is going to look like next year, but getting through the end of this with these young guys, what do you think they're gaining? Obviously reps, but what are they gaining out of this opportunity?
So many things. I mean, obviously the ability to showcase is the most obvious one, but it's kind of an introduction to kind of what being a professional is all about. Like, you're going to have so many different adversities that you fight throughout the course of an 82-game season. So for 6 months, like, things can change. You look at Charlotte, who we played at the beginning of this road trip, and they struggled really early on, but since the All-Star break, they've been one of the best teams in the NBA. Like, it just shows them kind of how to mentally prepare for what being a professional means. Like, we were, our broadcast location in Brooklyn is right next to the Kings bench, courtside. And at a timeout, like, I just felt like Max looked really tired in that game. And I haven't really seen that from him because he's, young, and we always make all these jokes about, to be young, but these guys are tired too. And I said to him, I was like, how are you feeling? He goes, I'm so tired right now.
Wow.
Like, this is going out back into the game after a timeout. And it's just honesty, you know what I mean? And so I think that all of those experiences are really valuable for them because they're coming out of a college season, pretty much going straight into, your NBA season and experience. And it's more than 2 times the number of games that you play in college. And it really, really wears on you throughout the season. So all of this stuff in terms of how much sleep you need, how you manage your diet, like how you manage training table, which is, getting treatment and therapy. And DeMar DeRozan has talked about it on multiple podcasts, I've heard it a couple different times over the course of the last couple years of just like his rookie year when the vets were like, you need to be putting ice on after every practice and every game. He's like, why? I don't hurt. And they're like, you need to start doing it now. And it just became habit and it's part of his process now. And look at him, what is it, like number 17 for him year in the NBA, and he's still playing at a really high level. So these are all it's experience that these guys are gaining in a lot of different ways. And if you're watching I try to point it out during our broadcast, and it happens a lot during timeouts, the conversations that veterans are having with the young players. And I'll try to make sure that our cameramen are grabbing it and that we're putting it on air and kind of showing it's so much experience, like Russ or DeMar or Zach, whoever it is, going and talking to these guys coming off the floor. That's experience they're gaining too.
When you guys show that on TV and you show Russ specifically, I immediately, because I'm not there, I can't hear what he's saying to the guys, but I immediately transform and get lost into what Russ is wearing as opposed to what he's saying. Is that wrong?
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because he wore that kind of pearl sweater.
Uh-huh.
And I think it was Mark that asked him, like, who you wearing? He's like, I don't wear anyone. I wear me.
Of course he says that.
Like, so funny. But, like there was, and I don't remember what game it was. I think it was actually Orlando on this road trip where I saw him having a really in-depth conversation with Dylan coming off the floor. And I asked him, hey, what did you say to Dylan? He goes, well, and I'll give you the edited version. He said, basically, like, when you're next to the basket and you catch the ball, you better get on that rim.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then it's like having that, like being able to talk to Russ or DeMar and ask, like, hey, what are you talking to with these young guys? And then to see it in like a game and see him actually like try to get a shot off. And it's like, okay, these are this is learning and processing in real time. And I think it was like the very next game where he was in on the rim and he couldn't dunk it, but he tried to get a little baby hook off. He didn't make the shot, but that's what he should be doing. Like that's the process of kind of going through it, learning, and then taking information and putting it into action.
It's interesting you mentioned kind of the mental part of this season for the players, and I've always been fascinated about that part for athletes. And, whether in, a lot of people, like there's a mental part of flipping the calendar from December 31st to January 1st. It's a new year, new outlook, new something, however you feel. And I'm thinking, Katie, we're now that it's April, 6 months away from the start of the next season. But there's something about that when Max goes to camp, when Neek goes to camp, they're not rookies anymore, and they're still new. They're still relatively young at this, but what is it about that mental hurdle? There's still stuff to learn, but they've done it now, and now it's year 2, and that's such a jump. It's so weird, but there is, isn't it?
Yeah. Having been through it for a season, going from your rookie to your, sophomore campaign, it's massive because there are no unknowns anymore. And you've experienced everything. You even experienced, just even like the travel, right? Like that aspect, or, managing, all the various things that like in college you just don't really think about. And so I was thinking about it actually the other day on this trip, like, oh, pretty soon, like these guys they're no longer going to be rookies, and they're not going to be carrying around that pink backpack, and Max isn't going to be hauling, 5 bags that belong to Russ anymore. You know what I mean? And just kind of going through that process of experiencing all the things for the first time. It's such a different feeling coming back into your second year knowing. And there's still going to be things that you haven't experienced because that's kind of what happens in every NBA season. But even for me, like my second year going through training camp was so different from a mental perspective because I knew how it all worked now. Like the first year, like you get drafted. And for me personally, like I had no idea if I was going to make the team. And going through all the process of cuts and being with these guys every day. And then like, oh, 2 guys are gone now. Like just recognizing how that works. And then going through the rumors of trade, the trades and that kind of the deadline era of the season. All of that stuff just helps you from a mental perspective because you don't have to wonder anymore. It's not a new experience. You just know at that point.
Yeah, and I think the young guys have done a good job, too, of even kind of creating their own thing. Because you're right, they've now lived a trade deadline. They've seen, they didn't have a long winning streak, but they won 4 in a row. They've seen certainly losing streaks, but they became the Beam Boys. And they've got their own identity, but also, they are seemingly listening to Russ and DeMar and if Sabonis or Levine or the coaching staff. Like I feel like they've done a good job of kind of finding their way, being themselves, but also being what you want is listening to those that are giving you great advice.
Yeah. I'll give you. We do film sessions on the road,
right?
Like we had one earlier today, and the film, is usually always set up in the ballroom where meals are, and I think it was. I can't remember. It must have been. Maybe it was when Jeffries joined the team, or maybe it was someone. Oh, you know what? It was when Killian joined the team and he was on his first 10-day contract. And he goes to sit down for film, and he sat down in the front row, actually in the seat where Russ always sits. And it was Neek. It was Neek that went up to him and was like, "Hey, like, come back here." Those are the things, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's those little like intricacies in terms of kind of even how the social dynamic works on the team and the hierarchy. And you know, it's crazy. Like, everyone always sits in the same seat in film, and obviously like Domas isn't traveling right now because he's on crutches, and we saw him in LA this month, and he was there, he was on crutches, but like, you know, like DeAndre Hunter hasn't been traveling with the team. So all of these people have their normal spots, so it's like when they're not there, it's up for grabs, but mostly you sit in the same spots. And you know, when you come into a team, you don't know kind of the hierarchy or kind of the social dynamics of it. And so it's like the rookies, it's like I watched Neek recognize that, and then watched him very, you know, kind of quietly get up and go and, you know, be like, "Hey, like, come sit back here with me." So those are the things that, you know, they're experiencing.
I wish I had. So I'm going to tell you a quick one, Katie, from when I was working with the WNBA as well. Like when you were in the league, I was filling in for Coase one time on a Monarchs broadcast. We were on the road, and I can remember it well. I was sitting on the 6th row to the right of the bus, got on there, and when Demaya Walker got on that bus, she looked at me like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, sitting in the, like, I was in her seat. I did not know. No one told me.
Yeah, like you just soiled in her Cheerios.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
exactly.
yeah.
And I go, "Where's my help?" I mean, I have no idea. No one told me, and I knew quickly.
Speak up, yeah.
Yeah, that was the last time I was going to do that. So it is a thing. Teams have their quirks. They have their ways. That's for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
I do want to ask you, you know, this would be an opinion question, so I don't expect you. I mean, the whole league is in a quest to figure this out. Just your own opinion on the league wants to fix like the premise, the thought of tanking. They've got a couple of proposals. I think they're kind of convoluted. It's a little confusing, and I don't know if they're overreacting to this specific year, but you've been in the league long enough now, and just, you know, this is a weird season. We got all our teams eliminated, and there's a lot of teams down near the bottom, but do you have an idea? Do you have a thought that what you think would be the best way to keep these games as authentic as the league wants them, but also maybe still rewarding the teams that if you have a bad year, you'd like to still get a decent draft pick?
Yeah, no, listen, this has been a topic of conversation, it feels like, the entire time I've been working in the league, which is 20 years now. Mm-hmm. And I'm not sure why this year is more egregious than anything we've seen in past years. But here's my thing. I think there's a lot, like, I don't pay super close attention to, you know, talking heads, if you will. And that's not meant in a bad way. It's just there's different roles within covering the NBA, and mine is literally to talk about the games, you know? So we're not going to talk about tanking on our broadcast. We're not going to talk about proposals on our broadcast. I've seen a lot of different people's opinions, and there's been elements of several of them where I'm like, oh, you know, I like that component of it. But I think the main thing is, for me, is like, I do think it's a little bit of a problem, because it's kind of like, I always try to put it in perspective of life. Like, I'm a mom. Like, I'm not going to reward bad behavior as a mom, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time, like, if you don't address it, then, or if there's a rule in place and teams are figuring out how to use it to their advantage, you can't also fault the team for doing that, you know? And so you've got to address it and kind of take away the advantages. And I think some things, it's like, okay, if you pick in the lottery, I've heard different, you know, options of like, okay, there's like a limit on how many years you can be in the lottery consecutively, and adjusting that. I don't think that's a bad idea at all. And so I think there's several components of it, but for me, and we've talked about it on this show before, I think there's a karma to basketball. Uh-huh. I really believe that. And there's something about saying to your young players, and listen, I don't think any coach goes out there and is like trying to lose a game, or players certainly aren't. I know that for sure. And so they're competitive. They get out on the floor, and like there's incentive. So on all these teams that are quote unquote tanking, the young players they're playing, there's incentive for them to do well, personal incentive, but, I look at it and it's like from an organizational standpoint, teaching your young players that winning isn't valuable, like the process that happened with Embiid and that whole thing that was going on in Philly all those years ago, which is crazy that that's so long ago. Like, okay, from a basketball karma perspective, where did it get them in the end? Like, I look at it from that perspective. But I really do, Jason, love the fact that my job isn't to really have to deep dive and think of solutions and fix things. I'm glad that I get to talk about the product on the floor and what they're doing. But I will say I think that something does need to be done, because from a fan perspective, I can't imagine that that is something that they enjoy spending their hard-earned money on.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it at home game. And look, the Kings have injuries. Like Scott Moak will read on the big, or in the arena and on the big board, they'll put it up there, out of tonight's game, and then it's Sabonis. The guys that have season-ending surgeries, there's not much you can do about that. It's unfortunate, but that's some people wanted to come and see Russ. He's out, or see Sabonis. He's out. That's tough for a fan, but that's the reality we're in right now.
Well, and I see it I look at the injury report every single day, and not just for our team, for all the teams, to kind of see and have an idea of what's going on around the league. And I still see rest on the thing a lot of the time. And I'm talking about on teams that are out of the playoffs. And I'm like, you're resting someone when there's 10 games left in the season?
Yeah.
Like, that kind of stuff to me is just mind-boggling. And when you look at the King, I mean, there's never been anyone that's rested. There's legitimate, surgeries, injuries, all that. And it is what it is. And I have not heard the Kings' name mentioned in the conversation of tanking because of the number of injuries. They're not one of the teams that has been heavily discussed about that. So, I think, I don't know. I'm not paying attention to social media, and I'm not on Twitter anymore. I got off it a couple of years ago just because of politics. It was bumming me out. And so I'm not sure, like, how particularly, like, the Kings fan base feels. But for me, I don't look at this as, like, an intentional tanking. It's a situational, like, this is the situation you're in. You know what I mean? You've got multiple guys that have had surgeries. Their injuries have been a problem throughout the season, like poor Keegan. I will tell a funny story. This morning, they always, in the film session, they always start out with like kind of a PowerPoint thing of matchups and all this stuff. And you look up at who's starting and you're looking at the matchups and it's like Keegan. And I was like, oh my God, is Keegan back? Like, I know he's starting to do some stuff. And then it was like Zach, and like Russ got up and went and like put his face right next to the board, and everybody started laughing. It was a joke. Like, and then they switched and put up the actual starting lineup and everything like that. Wow. But it really, it's like one of those things where it's like, man, I feel bad for Keegan because he just signed a massive deal that goes into effect next year. And for me, like, his limited time this season and like learning that that's the first time in his career that he's ever sprained an ankle. And I'm like, oh, I remember the first time I tore up my ankle. I was a freshman in high school and I had a freaking cast on my leg practically up to my knee. The first time's always the worst. And then for him to re-injure it, I'm like, I just wanted for him to have the opportunity to get legitimate like portion of games because it's an important year for him. He's going into a big contract next year, and you grow every year as a player in the NBA. And I'm personally, as a former player, I'm like bummed for these guys because I know it's agonizing to be watching from the sideline. I know that it is agonizing. And so I feel for them. And I think of those things, the mental load that it takes on you, and you're going to carry that mental load into the off season. And it's going to be what drives you and all of that going into the following season.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, Katie, on Keegan, too, because I was thinking about this. Look at the back half of the season with all the injuries. I mean, massive injuries to huge pieces to the puzzle. I would have liked to have seen Keegan in this stretch just because I know in Media Day, Dave and I 100%. Talked to him about, hey, you've never really been the featured player. Well, I think right now he kind of would have been. And, let's see him have his 2 for 19, but let's also see him go for 35. Like, I wanted to see that for Keegan.
Yeah, and I want to see like a number of things. Like, he's developed every year. Like the first year he was a spot-up shooter. And then the second year we started to see him kind of mid-range, two-dribble pull-up, operating within the offense in different ways and defensively becoming like the player that he was and being a two-way player. And like every year he's added, something to his game. And so I really wanted to see him, with Domas out, is kind of being involved in some of that two-man action, pick and roll action. We haven't seen a lot of that through his time here with the Kings. Like, what does that look like for him? Is it something that can be kind of added to his package? And so, yeah, it's a bummer because every year players add something different. And when you miss a year, it doesn't just hurt the team, it hurts your development.
Yeah, it really does. And so now, I know you're anxious. You guys will be home soon. There's only 5 to go after this, and no real, just a little trip. What, to Golden State is all you have left? And
yep, Golden State, and the last one in Portland.
That's easy. That's light work.
Yeah. That's easy peasy.
Yeah. Then you're to the finish line, and then it's kind of regroup, get back to the family. Are you going to get back to the zany life of what you have in your household?
Getting back to being a mom?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, have a great call tonight. Safe journey home, and we will see you at the arena on Friday.
All right, Jason, take care.
All right, thank you. That is Katie Christensen joining us, giving us her perspective on this team, on the season. It's been a challenge. I think she had a good perspective on that too. Like, you can always learn something. You have to go through this. It's been tough. It's been tough on everybody, but this is the lot they've been given. And if I told you before the year, like at Media Day, let's say, we were talking about that earlier, that let's say we were talking to Katie then. I said, hey, Katie, in the last part of the year, they're going to play without Sabonis. Oh, man, okay. Let's throw in Keegan. DeMar, first, he'll miss some, but really Westbrook will miss some games. You're going to trade for Hunter, a nice piece that you want to have go forward. He's going to be out. Zach Levine, a big piece of the team, is going to be out. Monk here and there. I mean, that's brutal. That is absolutely brutal. But it has given opportunities to some of the younger guys. They've been able to come in and maximize that. And that's what we've seen. Like when you're a young player, young team, you're going to have some bad days. The Kings have had games where they've struggled to get to 100 points. I mean, this league is all scoring above 100. And then other games where they flourish and look great. Like they had that game in L.A. against the Clippers. I thought they were awesome. Absolutely awesome in that game, the young guys. And then there's been other games you're like, yeah, they don't have it today. Yep. And we'll see what happens tonight for the Sacramento Kings. So it's Kings and Raptors coming up at 5 o'clock. We'll talk more about that game when we've got What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing, including the A's. They are underway taking on the Braves. We just had a first ABS challenge of the game, and it was either a strikeout or a walk. Braves won the challenge. They got a walk for Severino. So no score on that one. We'll keep you up to date on that. Brent Rooker yet to get a plate appearance, so he's coming up to start the next inning. Still crosstalk with Matt and Kayla, celebrity birthdays. That's all coming up here on Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Hi there. Jason Ross here to tell you about Gonzalez Law. Jonathan Gonzalez, a lawyer right here in downtown Sacramento. And he's the name and the person you need to know. Let me give you the number and the information. SacLegalDefense.com, 916-304-9187. He's here to help you in whatever area of need you might feel that you need. You need representation? It's Jonathan Gonzalez and Gonzalez Law. Maybe you have something that's in your past that's hanging around, that's bothered you, you'd like to get rid of it. Well, he can help get that off your record. It's called an expungement. He's actually specialized in that. Get that removed, get it off your record, get your life back in order, get some of those Second Amendment rights back, and keep pushing forward. There are a lot of reasons to choose Gonzalez Law Office. Also, maybe you've been involved in something work-related, wrongful termination, sexual harassment case, maybe even involved in an auto accident. He will be here to help you. He's a dedicated trial lawyer with an undefeated record of results back in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. You get the point. They offer free and confidential case evaluations as no case is too big or no case is too small. It's Gonzalez Law. Jonathan Gonzalez in Sacramento, here to help you. He's one of us. So contact him, saclegaldefense.com, 916-304-9187.
If you're serious about your golf game, then you need to know about Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop. Whether it's the TrackMan-powered player performance studio for your best fit clubs, or the cutting-edge technology putter fitting studio, or the free Ballnamic ball fitter and 3D foot scanner, the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop offers you total game fitting from head to toe with equipment and apparel. Find your advantage at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop with the latest offering of new golf products in Northern California. Fulton Avenue at the Cap City Freeway.
Country in the Park is back. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo. Miranda Lambert. John Party. Chris Young. Turnpike Troubadours. Dylan Scott and more. Line dancing live DJs, Mechanical Bulls, huge festival area, and food trucks. Tickets start at only $68. Country in the Park. May 8th and 9th at Cal Expo with the California Highway Patrol, Fox Family Heating and Air, and Tecovas. More info at CITPFest.com.
Capital Casino is conveniently located in downtown, 411 16th Street, and has been a part of the greater Sacramento area for over 20 years. They offer the best variety of games in the region in a safe and friendly environment, and there's plenty of parking, all well lit and monitored by security. Come have a great meal at the cafe and restaurant inside. Capital Casino has the best food, the best service, and the best action, but please always remember to gamble responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is going to be fun.
Yeah! It's time for What's on Deck, brought to you by Trex Decking and Railing.
What is on deck? We're going to get to that in a moment. Brought to you by our friends at Trex Decking and Railing. But first, right now is your opportunity. 916-339-1140. 916-339-1140 or 1-800-920-1140 to win a pair of tickets to see Pete Davidson at the venue, Thunder Valley, April 10th. Tickets are on sale now at thundervalleyresort.com. The venue's beautiful. Love the venue. Love Thunder Valley. It's been kind to me. 916-339-1140, 1-800-920-1140. We will take caller number 4 for your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Pete Davidson. So we appreciate you listening. All you have to do is call and be the fourth caller. I see the lines going. Fourth one, you will be the lucky one. Chris will let us know who that is. And congrats to you. A's baseball is underway. That's what's on deck. They are scoreless in the first inning. Chris Sale versus Luis Severino. Also, you have the Giants and the Padres today. Is that an early game or is that a 4-game series? Let me double check that. Giants and Pods. Yeah, they're playing at 1:10. Hauser versus Pivetta. Pivetta got roughed up in that Padres opener against the Tigers. His ERA is 18. I'm sure that'll drop, I would hope, for him. The other day baseball that's on right now, well, it's a rain delay in the first. The Cardinals and the Mets have yet to get going, but a lot of day baseball. I love day baseball. Next week, 2 weeks, the A's will have a midweek day game. I love it. Love that. And I got to say it. Last year went to a lot of A's games. I really enjoyed my time there. I thought it was awesome. I know it hasn't been for everybody, but if you don't go, I kind of want to know why. And if it's still, Fisher and what the A's have done, I'm not here to talk you out of that, but I hope you get a chance to enjoy the experience of going to an A's game. Tickets are affordable. They were probably priced too high at one point, but they're affordable. Just kind of get in the park. I would hope you've been there. If you haven't, check it out. It's fun. It's a good time. It's easy in and out. And I just really love it. Chris, we got our winner?
Nick
was our winner. Congrats. Also, what's on deck? Basketball-wise today, Kings at Raptors. We mentioned that. 76ers at Wizards. I'm giving you the games kind of in that bottom four that we talked about earlier in the show. So the Wizards are playing tonight. The Pacers are in Chicago against the Bulls. and the Jazz host the Nuggets. So those are the teams that are in the bottom part of the standings. The rest of the matchups that probably have more meaning: Hawks at Magic, Celtics at Heat, Knicks at Grizzlies, Bucks at Rockets, and the Spurs at the Warriors. Steph Curry did return to a scrimmage, so he's getting closer to a possible return. The Kings play the Warriors twice next week. That could be perfect timing there. Let's check in with our guy, Mitch. It's been a while since we talked to Mitch. Mitch, good morning, good afternoon. How are you?
All right, good afternoon, good morning. The sun shines more on the West Coast than East Coast at times, it seems.
At times, yeah.
Kyle, thanks for taking my call.
Yeah.
I give a little baseball or basketball. I'm glad that they play the young guys. I'm glad that the Kings lost the Nets, because the Nets, some of these things they should be picking at the end of the lottery round, because the money is nothing. That's like a bus fare for the owners. And I see DeRozan is going to pass Oscar Robinson, but you'll take Oscar Robinson even on a bad day.
Oh, yeah. Incredible career. So, yeah, DeRozan's going to get him soon.
And with baseball, Ohtani, I see some of the hate for Ohtani. It's like LeBron. I can hate for the guy. I mean, him and Judge are so neck and neck, but if he gets his Cy Young and not MVP, it's for ages to be like, it would be a record who's going to beg in the near future, that's for sure.
Yeah, and you got it. Thank you, Mitch. Yeah, I brought up those guys earlier today. Like, Judge is struggling out of the gate. So is Shohei Ohtani. Shohei pitched great yesterday, though. And that's the thing. It's like I don't want people to get fatigue on any great player. I don't. But what Shohei is doing, if the comps are, nobody else pitches and hits like him. Nobody does. They were talking a little bit in the Yankee game last night. Yankees were playing the Mariners, and Max Fried, when he was in the National League with the Braves and when they pitchers used to hit, he was actually a really good hitter. He was a good athlete. They'd use him as a pinch runner. We just don't see that as much anymore because pitchers don't hit. I think it's better for the game, to be honest. But what Shohei's doing is just absurd. Like, he not only has come in and become one of the great hitters we've ever seen, he's a phenomenal pitcher. And last night he showed that with, did he go 6 innings? Let me get his stat line pitching-wise. Because Shohei's still not hitting at the moment, hitting well. But Shohei's stat line pitching, 6 innings, gave up 1 hit, walked 3, struck out 6. It's a great outing. Now your reference point for pitchers, it's kind of sad. It's different. Like, hey, can you get to 7, 8 innings? No, now it's like, get us 5. 5 innings, you could still get the win if you're ahead. If you get us there, it's great. Shohei got 6. A guy like Max Fried, I think, pitched 7 last night. Watching it, I'm like, that guy can go more, but it's probably smart to protect things. And we've got a lot of pitching injuries over the years, but it's just a different entity. And I think when we look about if the game will cycle back or change, baseball, like our reference point used to be 300 wins. Who's going to get that again? I just don't know that we're going to see that. Severino, by the way, got out of a couple of jams there in the first. So the A's and Braves are scoreless, and leading off, Brent Rooker, my pick for streaking, guest of the show earlier. I think he's going to start with a hit against Chris Sale. There's no mystery. By the way, Chris, Dave did send in his streak pick and his 3 in the key.
Well, Lottie frickin' da!
I agree, but I will tell everybody else. When we asked about the Kings high score, you said Reynaud. He didn't give a number, but he said Reynaud. It's always going to be the point total. What do you think he wants?
He wants 84.
Reynaud for 84 to beat Bam?
Yeah.
Okay. Last King to score, he says Monk.
He also thinks that Monk's going to score 63.
Oh, yeah. I'll put that as a second random stat. Monk was 63?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Kings never lead. Wow, negative Dave.
Man, 140 points from Reynaud and...
What is that, 147, and they never lead and lose. Boy. I'd watch that game, though. If Reynaud goes for 84 and Monk scores 63 and the Kings lose, I'm all right with that. And then his streak pick, get ready to play it, from the Los Angeles Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani. A Dodger for Dave.
Dave loves L.A. Dave loves it.
I think he's picked mostly Dodgers.
Of course he has. I bet in his travels, what he didn't forget on his trip to, I know he's in Europe and in New York. He's in both spots this trip. He didn't forget his USC dad shirt.
Dork.
Right? He brought that.
Oh, yeah. It's in his go bag. A go bag is like, hey, there's an emergency. You need to get out with like whatever you can. And he makes sure that is in the go bag.
Do you have a go bag?
No.
I don't either.
Probably should.
What is it for?
Like
Emergency.
if something, like you have to leave like immediately for something.
Can you give me an example of why that would happen?
Say you have a relative that's not doing well and you have to go.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, you can't take 30 seconds to pack something?
Well, you don't even have to take that 30 seconds.
Okay. I was thinking of like, I don't know, immediately like home invasion or something.
Whoa.
Well, I didn't know what the go bag was. But if I had a home invasion and I was wearing the USC dad shirt, it's like, nah, come on. All right, Brent Rooker.
Yep, I deserve this.
Brent Rooker, that was a ball. Come on, what are we doing here?
The one that he swung at?
Challenge. Did he? Oh, the screen digitized. That was perfect. Is yours digitizing or no?
No.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. It's digitizing like it just did again. All right, here's the 1-1 pitch. I won't do full play-by-play. Oh, that's out of here. Clearly gone, and he got robbed.
Oh, if that would have landed, you would have felt embarrassed taking that for your hit.
Absolutely not. That was just a little broken bat flare that was robbed of a hit for Brent Rooker. Well, he's going to have probably 2 to 3 more plate appearances. Come on, Brent. Let's go. All right, we've got Crosstalk coming up with Matt and Kayla. We got celebrity birthdays. We'll find out what's coming up on the midday show as well. That is straight ahead here on Sactown Sports.
You never know what you might hear when listening to a Sacramento Kings game.
Out of Keegan, going for another triple. Man, is he feeling it. Keegan, can he do it? Yes, there's number 11, Keegan Murray. Keegan steps back. He just knocked down his 12th three-pointer, a Kings franchise record. He's got 45 points.
Never miss a moment of Sacramento Kings basketball with Sactown Sports and the Sactown Sports app.
Your Toyota's been through a lot with you. Traffic, rain, potholes, you name it. But it keeps showing up mile after mile. So maybe it's time to give a little back. For a limited time at your local Toyota dealer, get 3 new tires and get the 4th for $1. Because a ride that's always there for you deserves to be taken care of. 3 tires, get the 4th for $1? Go on. Treat your Toyota. Deal ends April 30th. Keep your Toyota a Toyota. Restrictions apply. Toyota and Scion vehicles only. See participating Toyota dealers for details.
Power Business Technology is proud to be a 100% independent, locally owned and managed Toshiba copier dealer. Local ownership cuts out the red tape, allowing ourselves to never be too busy to personally answer the call when our clients need us. Recognized for excellence in service execution, training, and customer service, we're proud to be named a Toshiba ProMasters Elite dealer since 2021. Contact us today for all of your business printing needs at 844-POWER-BZ. That's 844-769-3729, or visit us at powercopiers.com.
Card collectors know there's nothing as special as a rare one-of-one card. And now you can hear a very rare one-of-a-kind sports card show right here on Sactown Sports. Whitey Gleason here inviting you to join me and Mr. True Sports Cards himself, Imran Pilati, for the True Sports Card Show every Saturday morning at 10 on Sactown Sports. It's the only sports card radio show in the nation. For all your hobby needs, get to True Sports Cards, 6661 Stanford Ranch Road in Rockland. And for hobby, insight, and fun, join us for the True Sports Card Show Saturday mornings at 10 on Sactown Sports.
When you take the time to shop at Folsom Lake Honda, there's one thing you'll always find. Happy people ready to serve you. As a family-owned and operated dealership since 2009, customer service is our #1 priority. Our customers love doing business with us, and you will too.
Looking to own or lease? During the spring sales event, drive a brand new Accord or Civic. Visit us today at FolsomLakeHonda.com, your one-stop Honda shop.
Folsom Lake Honda.
Progressive knows that for business owners, vacations hit different. But hey, at least you finally took a vacation. And look at that. You only answered 53 calls, 84 emails, onboarded 1 new hire, and covered for Chris while he's out on paternity leave, and you did it all from a kayak. Because you, my friend, know how to relax. All right, you may not know how to take a day off, but you do know both your personal and business auto insurance needs can be covered in one place with Progressive. So at least that's relaxing, right? Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states or situations.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot,
all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guaranteed details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
Buying golf gear is easy. Buying the right golf gear, well, that's different. At Hagen Oaks, they don't just sell equipment, they fit your entire game. With TrackMan technology in the Player Performance Studio, your clubs are matched to your swing. Ping's Ballnamic Fitting helps you find the golf ball that performs best for you. Hagen Oaks Putter Fitting Studio dials in your stroke. And FootJoy's 3D foot scanner finds correct shoe size for your feet. It's a smarter way to play better golf. Total Game Fitting at the Hagen Oaks Golf Super Shop, Fulton Avenue at Business 80.
It's time for the news of the day.
The latest headlines, the biggest stories, hard-hitting analysis.
This is none of those things. And now, here's Carmichael Dave and Jason Ross.
Doesn't hit the same with no Carmichael Dave to be annoyed.
Sorry, Chris. Hi.
What's going on?
What's up with you guys?
Just another day.
You know, just doing a radio show
Day.
soon.
You guys have any April Fool's pranks after you got Dave yesterday?
I got.
You already did?
I got.
had to tell him.
UC
it was
Davis got me.
What was the first thing I said today?
He was
Yep.
very upset, by the way.
I was
as
very
we were prepping
confused.
for
So
the show.
UC Davis
Very
put out their Bay Edition jerseys. And it was the Bay Area's FCS team. It had like a Golden Gate Bridge on it. And I was like, I'm very confused. It's not even close to the Bay. April Fool's Day.
What did I tell you, Jason?
What?
I said, if you see any fantastical stories out there on social media,
Forgot
it's
the
not
day.
real.
I forgot the
Why
day.
it
I
gets
just,
ya.
it was a cool graphic, but I was like, why? And then I was
Oh,
like,
if it's a cool graphic, they can't be lying.
I'm gonna try to help you out here. Did you remember last year when Davis had the Tahoe blue? Like it was a tribute to Tahoe.
Yeah.
So
And
I
we
thought
did
that was a bit different
We
and
did-
weird. So
yeah.
now to hear the like,
we did a story on that at
Yeah.
ABC 10, so it was believable that they would, but then no.
I mean, he was very mad.
I was not
Yes,
very
you were.
mad.
You
I
were
was
like,
very
Can you
confused.
believe this? And I was like, oh, I get. I mean, I'm not from here, so I was like, yeah, I get
Kayla's
it.
embellishing
So-
it for content.
No, he pulls up a map.
False.
And
Yes, I did pull up a
He
map.
pulls up a map, and he's like, see, the distance is not.
I did pull up a
I
map.
am not exaggerating. And then I go, I just thought about this. Could be an April Fool's joke. And he goes,
I said elite April Fool's joke. If it is,
Matt, you're pretty gullible.
all right, thanks.
Dave's easier.
but if you forget it's April Fool's, then you are God.
I had Matt believe that your guys' name of your show wasn't going to be the name of your show.
Sorry, I had faith in you in your newer position and learned immediately not to trust that.
That is not even the number one on what you got mad on before.
I'm trying to remember what I got mad
And this
on.
wasn't even April Fool's? Or
No.
was it? Okay.
I don't really want to repeat it, but Chris, come on, you're not remembering it?
No.
He
Can you give me a hint?
That Chris did to me?
Wait. No, I think maybe you didn't do it to him, but you
No,
helped
there
egg it on.
There was wait.
That was not really a prank.
No.
That was pulled on Matt.
No, there was. I know what specific incident you're talking
Someone
about.
you had to call?
Yes, I know a very specific
I
incident
have-
that you're talking about.
I have leaned into that.
Maybe you leaned into it.
Yeah,
you weren't responsible for it.
Chris-
I just feel like Chris is always responsible.
Chris should have been responsible. It would have made me feel better if it was Chris.
Yes. Have you ever been got, Kayla?
Oh, I'm sure.
Nothing that sticks out on this
No,
one time.
I'm sure I have, though. But I always forget it's April Fool's Day.
Yeah. I don't like to do it. Well, we were talking earlier in the show. I think the best we ever got, Dave, was last year, and it wasn't on April Fool's. It just was a prank that.
It was an accident.
It
Oh,
got
really?
away from Chris and I.
It
just
really got
kept
away from
going,
us.
And it's like, did you ever hear about this one?
No.
Where, for whatever reason, Dave put on the rundown, Jason and Chris talk about their time at the game last night, meaning the A's game. I'm like, and he had it in two different segments. I'm like, where does he get that from? We weren't at the game. Why does he think we were at the game?
Like, not only were we not at the game together, both of us were not
at the
inside
game.
the park.
Yeah, and so it's like, well, he's obviously put this in there. What stories is he wanting us to tell? And then Chris's words to me is, we'll have fun with it. I said, okay. So I left his room. I went back by my office, and then I'm like, all right, I got an idea what I want to do. He had his own idea of what he wanted to do. When Dave starts talking about it, Chris basically said, we ended up on Kiss Cam. And I said, no, we weren't on Kiss Cam. So I should have, but we didn't plan.
Yes, and improv.
I should have, but I also said, I might have even said yes, and I go, but Chris was in the legend races. He was Ricky Henderson.
That's funny.
And then it just kind of kept going, and then
Like Dave started asking.
Believe this?
Dave started asking questions, so like I had to. Dave said, "Well, what's it like inside of there?" And I'm like, "Oh, they've got two handles that you have to hold on to."
You run. And I go, and he won. You see his little Ricky Henderson
And
legs.
then he was like, "Is this on video?" And we're like, "Yeah, it's on video."
And then Dave's like, okay, at 7:30, the can't miss YouTube exclusive.
No, he didn't.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, Chris, this is getting terrible. And it's we're trying to find old footage of races just to see if
how far you could go.
Because we're like, now everybody's gonna hate us. He's like, if you know anybody, tell them to get on YouTube now to watch this. We're like, this is going to just totally blow up on us. And then Chris, what did you play? Like something from The Simpsons?
Yeah, just a guy laughing.
Like, ha ha, I got you. And then Dave was so mad. I'm like, okay, everybody hates us. And it turned out that they all loved it.
I see.
They loved it, and like Dave was like, "Now that you guys are heroes." And
Yep.
we just got
They
too far
wanted
from us.
to see Dave just get embarrassed.
Yeah.
And no one told Dave over the course of the joke, hey, it's April Fool's Day.
No,
You
it wasn't
should-
even April
It
Fool's.
wasn't April Fool's.
That's why he probably
Yeah.
believed
Oh.
it. But why he put in like no, it
Yeah,
was.
why did he?
I don't know why he thought we were. And that's what we
Put
kept
that
going.
in
Why
there.
didn't you guys say you were going to the game together? No,
Well, that's his fault then.
Yeah.
He made the story kind of come to life.
Yes.
I remember Dave and Sean Salisbury getting Katie.
Oh yes, yeah.
When Dave and Sean Salisbury had a radio fight and Katie was mortified, and then it was a bit.
It was like her last day,
Yeah.
right? And then the other one they got her on was Dave Yeager, being on the cover of GQ. Coach Yeager at the time.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And they did, Photoshop and all that.
That's great.
Yeah, April Fools. I'm
really
I'm
funny.
prime. I'm prime suspect, or I'm prime victim.
Prime target, yeah.
Yeah.
What's coming up today on the show?
Hopefully no April Fool's jokes. Let's start there.
Why?
Because they're scary and mean.
He
I
kind
don't
of
like
threatened
them.
some though.
No, I looked
yesterday.
both of you in the eye and I
And
said I will
smirked.
not do
got-
any April Fool's joke.
I will not.
It's up to them whether they're going to believe it or not.
Yeah.
It's up to them. Mark Spears had a report of his aggregated yesterday saying that a anonymous general manager has AJ DeBonsa number 1 overall, and I think it was Caleb Wilson number 2 overall, and Darius Acuff Jr. number 3.
My guy.
And I've shared that both AJ and Darius Acuff Jr. are very well liked from what I've heard amongst the Sacramento Kings organization. I do not know if if the anonymous general manager Mark has spoken to is Scott Perry. I don't really know. I just know that those guys have been rising up boards around the league, and I think it's fitting for a report like that to come out. And if the Sacramento Kings really do like Darius Acuff Jr., maybe they will have to have a higher pick than maybe they thought. And what does that mean for Darren Peterson and Cam Boozer? So we'll talk about that and more on today's show. Plus A's victory celebrations.
Yeah. Who's going to be the first winner of this?
I already am.
He won it.
I'm the reigning defending right now.
For the short week last week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what won it for me?
What?
Your New York Yankees over the San Francisco Giants. That's what won it
Who
for
did the
me.
Yankees play last night?
Well, they won the first game, so before you get me into a box.
Who's they?
The Mariners.
Oh, they played the Mariners.
Right.
Oh.
But who walked it off in that first game? Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. The big dumper.
Dumpy.
Yeah.
Dumpy.
He hasn't probably heard the Allen calling him a one-hit wonder.
Ooh.
And Kyle Ledbetter completely jumping on that take.
Mm-hmm. So I'm here silently defending myself.
Silently?
Well, not really. I mean, I could be a lot more
Very
brash.
vocally.
It's very,
I could
very
be more
early, but
brash.
he's not performing at the moment. It's 5 games in though. Neither's Judge, neither's Otani.
Right.
A lot of people aren't.
Exactly.
Not everybody's Shea Langoliers, right, Matt?
Hey,
I know.
listen.
Holding it down
Bangaliers.
for his A's.
Bangaliers knows what's up. He just needs some pitching and some freaking help.
Yeah, bullpen would help them. All right, guys, it's time for celebrity birthdays.
Let's do it.
Let's see how we do. Brought to you by our friends at Crumble Cookies. I like Crumble Cookies. They're
Me
good.
too.
What was your
wonder if-
favorite this last week?
Oh, that bar, like the big bar.
Oh,
with the
chocolate that was
Yeah.
in it. Oh,
I don't even know what that was, but it was so good.
I'm telling you right now, if there is a celebrity name in there that I don't know and you try and gaslight me into I should know and it's a real celebrity and it's not, I'm going to be very upset, both of you.
I don't have any fake celebrities in here, but I'm going to tell you, this is not a great day. I'm not.
Yeah, because April Fool's sucks.
It would suck to be born on that day.
Let's do this. This is going to be a test for everybody. On this date, in what year did the soap opera General Hospital start?
Oh, okay. My mom
A soap
watches
opera on
that.
April Fool's Day starting is great. I have no idea.
That is kind of crazy. Let's go with 1980.
In the 1900s?
Yeah.
No?
Fine.
I was going to say like 1975.
1973.
Chris is closest. Wrong decade. 1963.
Are you serious?
I had no idea.
Dang.
Now we'll do a reality show. I remember this. I don't think I ever watched it. Let's see if you know it. On this date, in what year? John and Kate plus 8. Remember that?
Ooh.
No.
Yeah, she had like a
She
really
had
bad
8.
haircut.
Yes. And 8 kids.
Is that like the Octomom?
Yes.
No.
Or no.
No, that's
She's not
different.
the Octomom. She had 8 kids. Yeah,
Yeah.
different mom.
Oh.
When did it
Sorry.
start?
Yep. Debuted on this day. In what year?
2003.
2000?
2001.
Matt's closest. 2007. All right. Happy birthday today to, let's go with Brooke and Robin Lopez. They're twins.
Aw,
twins.
Stanford guys.
Yeah.
King's legend.
Yeah.
Threw a chair.
They're up
Brooke and
there.
Robin Lopez are 34.
Oh. 37?
36.
Kayla's closest 38th birthday.
Yeah, I was
Wow,
like, they've got to be
that
around
old.
my age.
Happy birthday to Mark Jackson. Hand down, man down. Former Warriors coach.
Yeah, he's in his late 60s. I'm going to say 68.
69.
65.
Chris is close to 61.
Wow.
You
Wow,
aged
we
him.
dated
Sorry,
him.
Yeah, you did.
Mark.
Dang.
I didn't date him. You guys dated him.
Sorry, Mr.
Sorry.
Jackson.
Oh, and happy 46th birthday to Randy Orton, which for some reason isn't on your list.
Oh, he was on the list.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Just didn't get
I didn't
to.
say it was a great day.
RKO. No? It's his move.